Welcome to Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from Central California with your hosts Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting video worldwide at ParanormalCentral.net and broadcasting audio on the Dark Matter Network at ArtBell.com. Are you ready to witness something you cannot explain?
I'm looking for you. You're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I believe the unexplained? Look into the sky. You realize we're not alone. Open your eyes. You can find the trails that control.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from the bottom left-hand corner of the Nevada Triangle. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. I am your host for the show, also the founder of a group called the Sanger Paranormal Society. Have been investigating the paranormal for over 13, 14 years now. Already forgot how long it's been. So we're just not up here talking about it. We actually go out and find the evidence for you and live it, and have been doing that for a long time. And I have a group, a team who goes with me on these excursions, and we have a great time. And one of those guys is right here sitting to the right of me, Mr. Alan Thomas.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you for showing up wherever you may be around the world, because literally around the world we have people watching and listening to us everywhere. If you are watching us right now on live stream, well, then you're looking at us right now, HD quality video broadcasting on the live stream network. You can also listen to our audio if you don't want to watch us, which is, it doesn't matter to me, as long as you're listening or watching, whichever way you want to do it. There is a very big website out there called the ArtBell.com website. Yep, you heard me right. The Dark Matter Digital Network on the ArtBell.com is broadcasting our signal worldwide on their servers. And you can go to ArtBell.com and listen to us there. Or if you're on the mobile, if you have to go out to dinner tonight with the wife, sneak in a pair of earphones up your shirt and download the TuneIn app for free, and you can listen to us while you're having dinner with your wife. Just make sure you throw the earphones around your ear and make sure you have a high collar so you can hide it, and you'll be fine. Trust me. If you're in court, you can do the same. Oh, no, you get busted there. So, all right. Well, thank you very much for showing up. I really appreciate it. We are back after a week of, I can't say that we were kicking it and relaxing, because we were basically working our asses off over here. Oops, excuse me. At the haunted house over here at, okay, you hear that hum still?
Yeah, I hear it.
It's not good. Don't know where that hum is coming from, or that high screeching noise. Do me a favor and unplug that earphone thing. Right, yeah, go ahead and unplug that. Interesting. What could that be? That stinks. Well, I don't know what that is. I really don't.
I wonder if they can hear it.
Can you guys hear it?
So far, I don't see anybody in chat at all.
What? There's got to be people on chat. So, all right. Well, we're gonna since we were gone for a couple of weeks. I'm pretty sure a lot of stuff has happened in the past 2 weeks. Danny hasn't been with us, and he's not going to be with us again tonight. He is back from vacation, but tonight was the Nitro Circus bike. It's they have it at the big arenas, and they do stunts, guys on bikes and skateboards and all that kind of good stuff. And tonight is at the Save Mart Center. You know what? Let me just call him. What is that noise coming from? Not there. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to see if I can find it. Not there. Not there. There. Not there. Not there. Not there. It's got to be coming from that computer, which is blowing me away because I don't know. So, all right. Well, I'm going to call Danny anyways, just to bug the crap out of him. and say, hey, why aren't you not, here with us? And put him on the spot. He's probably inside. He's probably inside the stadium right now, or the arena. Let's see if he answers. Watch, I'm gonna put him on the spot right now. I'm gonna put him on the spot right now. Watch. Answer, damn it. Oh, I wonder if that's his mobile or his landline. I wonder if. Yeah, I think that's his landline.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't answer that. Huh?
Well,
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think so. He's not answering. He knows it's me. Dirtbag. So, all right. Well, something very interesting happened last night. And if you don't know about it, well, then you are in a cave or in a hole someplace. Last night, right around 6 o'clock, something was shot into our skies in the southern part of California, actually off the coast in the waters. It was about 6 o'clock when my phone started to ring off the hook. I'm really bugging me, that high screeching sound. Can you guys, are you on chat?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm going to try to figure it out. I don't know. We got a buzz, and I'm not on chat.
So
it's playing and everything.
Is it playing?
I just can't see anyone.
Interesting. Okay. Well, last night you guys probably all, if you guys, watch my wall on Facebook, it was off the hook right after 6 o'clock. At 6:14, at 6:10, I think I got the first two pictures. And I would like to say I was one of the first to actually put them out there, and some really good ones came across my way. But my phone started to ring off the hook. First, it was from my buddy Anthony, who works for AT&T. He was out in the field at about 6, and when he told me that, hey, did you see the light? And I'm going, what are you talking about? I was inside the studio getting it ready for today. He said it was right above Fresno. And I'm going, what? He said right above Fresno. And I'm going, okay. So I go outside, and I'm looking up. I don't see anything. And I just happen to turn around, and I see a green mist on the southern part, southbound anyway. And then at that time, I got a call from Arizona. And a guy from Arizona says, I don't believe in this stuff, but I am looking at something west of us, and it's green in color, left a green mist. I'm going, whoa, okay, because if I can see it here, the guy is looking at it in Arizona. So that's telling me it's got to be up in the atmosphere. It has to be, right? Okay, yeah. So I said, okay, cool. And then, my phone started to ring off the hook. And, for those who don't know, I have a 24-hour hotline, and it's been out there for years. A lot of people have it programmed in their cell phones, which is awesome, because when something like this happens, I'm the first one to get the reports, and people start texting me their pictures, and they're sending me their videos, and they start posting them on my wall, and that is awesome because it was nonstop. And at that time, everybody going, did you guys see that UFO? It was a UFO. I'm going, well, wait a minute, time out here. Let's step back a little bit before we call it. Well, okay, let's just say it was a UFO because it's an unidentified flying object. That's what a UFO stands for, right? And so I started to do some research and started taking in what people were telling me, what they were witnessing, but something didn't make sense to me. Here we go, guys. I know. Here we go. Okay, Jeff, where's your tinfoil hat? Put it on. You guys have all been listening to what the media was saying. It was a submarine that sent, that pretty much launched a missile. And that's what it was. Well, I'm going to say, okay, let's just say it was a missile, or was from the submarine. Cool. I've seen missiles being shot off from submarines on YouTube, and it's that. Oh. And so I said, okay, and which totally makes sense because for those who don't know, a couple of days ago, and I think I was the first one to post it, that the military were doing private military exercises. Totally top secret, on the west side of Los Angeles in the Pacific Ocean. And it was so top secret that they told LAX towers to divert all airplanes, because when they come in to land, they come in over the Pacific and they land towards east, going east from west to east. They are now making them for this whole week. They're making them come in from the east, going to the west. So now they're flying over the city, and they're not allowing them to come over the waters. Okay. Now let's think about this. How big is the Pacific Ocean? Big. All right. Okay.
You know, I used to live right on the flight path of the landing of the LAX.
Okay.
And it was in 1970 or something like that. It was what made us move was the Silmar quake. Okay. But only I would lay on the front yard and watch the jets come over and count the wheels and look at the people inside of it. And they were landing over the airport boulevard, and back then, I mean, it's not a big deal, I don't think.
Okay.
I mean, it's noisy, but I don't think it's a big deal.
Right. Well,
but it is a big deal for them to reroute it all of a sudden.
and
for no
even
reason.
airport officials didn't know. The military did not give them an actual reason. They just said, you have to do this. We are telling you to do this, but we're not going to give you a reason. And then all of a sudden, this missile gets shot out of a submarine west of Los Angeles. But see, this is what I'm getting at, guys. If the military wanted to do top secret maneuvers, why didn't they go farther out or go more north away from LAX, or where it wouldn't have to even, mess up their flights coming in?
Because there's something else out there.
There's something else out there that they have to be in that area in order to do what they're doing. Okay, guys? You see where I'm going with this? There's something out there. Whatever they're doing, it has to be in that location, in that area. And that's telling me that a mothership crashed in that. No, I'm just kidding. Now, I've heard people tell me that we have some underground submarine bases, U.S. with USOs or underground submersible bases right around Catalina Island, that we have some underground facilities there. And that's where they're doing their whatever, military exercises or whatever. That could very well could have been where that missile came from. Now, I know submarines are big. I mean, there are some. I mean, how many floors? 20 floors or whatever. I mean, right? I
don't know.
10 floors. There's got to be huge. But
really,
submarines. In order for a missile, let's just say this missile was. 10 feet, 20 feet,
bigger than that.
40.
Yeah, it was big.
Okay.
I mean, there's pictures of it that you could see, and if it's that high up where you could see it in Arizona, that thing had to be like 10 stories.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Okay.
Or bigger.
Okay. So if that, and it was different stages because it was breaking off as it was going higher, and I know there's pictures of that.
Unless it's blue beam.
Okay, well, let's get into that later. Can a missile of that magnitude, of that, how large that thing was, could it be shot off in a submarine, from a submarine? And I didn't do the research, but do we have 40 feet missiles in submarines? I don't think so. So maybe whatever got shot from the west in the Pacific was coming from one of our bases instead of a submarine, and they just said it was a submarine. Because for something like that to be witnessed in Nevada, New Mexico, and Arizona, and San Francisco, and Fresno, this thing had to have been big.
Yeah, big.
Very,
and
very
high.
big. Right, very big and high.
See, like what I thought is it was high enough where, because of the time,
right?
Okay, it was high enough where the sun set for us and everyone else, right? But only it was so high that the sun was still shining on it and lighting it all up. Because some people of the videos that I was reading and watching about were saying that it was lighting up the whole area. The smoke or whatever that was, the trail. It was capturing sun rays and it was lighting up like daytime where they were at. Now, if this thing's like so high up, I mean, I don't know. Things don't make sense to me on this.
Right, this is not
all.
making it. Now, the reason why I wanted to really, really get into this is because a lot of people were leaving comments all over the place about.
See, even Oregon saw it.
Oregon saw it. Okay.
Yeah. That's far. That's far.
That is far. And that is telling me this rocket should have been 100 feet tall in order for Oregon to see it.
Or bigger.
Okay.
Like 5 miles wide.
Do you see where I'm going with this? I don't think it got shot out of a submarine. I think that was just something that they were telling us. Because whatever it was, it had to be very big, very large in order for 5 states now to see it. Okay, you guys? It's like for example, when I was a kid, I used to shoot off model rockets. STs, I think it was called, right? And, let's just say for an example, a 5-foot rocket. It's about this tall. If you were to shoot that off here in Fresno, could you see it in Bakersfield? No. Okay, so you would have to
You couldn't even see it in Kerman.
Right. And that's what I'm trying to get at. Even if it went up into the atmosphere, you couldn't see that.
Because it was too little.
It was too little. All right, now.
I mean, we could barely see it, and we're right under it.
Now, Vandenberg Air Base is just south of us. I'm sorry, Edwards. No,
Yeah, but
Vandenberg.
Vandenberg. Okay, now.
No, Vandenberg is southeast.
That's what I compare everything to.
Oh, right. That's where I want to go with. Okay.
Because how many times? I mean, we've got calls.
I've actually seen.
Me too.
A rocket get shot off from, and I always get these mixed up. Vandenberg. Okay.
And you know how
And
it has
near,
like the rainbow trails and
that,
they're all over
yes,
the sky.
And that is
this
near.
didn't have that.
Okay, but now let's go back to Vandenberg's rockets. Those things are big.
Yeah, they're big.
Okay, they're like, 100 feet maybe? Maybe,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you could barely see it from Fresno.
Yeah.
You guys see what I'm getting at?
You can see the smoke.
You can see the smoke.
But you can't
see
really
the rock.
see the rocket at
right,
all.
exactly. This is what I'm trying to get at, you guys. You guys need to just stop. And when the media tells you it was a missile shot by a submarine, that 5 states saw it, bull, S-H-I-T. That's what I'm trying to get at. Because I have seen rockets get shut off out of Vandenberg, and these are the ones that have satellites on them that get put up in space. They get shut off right here out of Vandenberg. And these things are rockets that NASA shoots up. These things are big. We're talking
real
rockets, not missiles.
Yeah.
And I could barely see it from Fresno, just the smoke. I remember getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go check up on my son, and the window is heading. You can see out south, and I noticed this light going up with smoke, right? But in the distance, very, very far away. And I went and woke up my wife, because at the time I didn't know what it was, and we found out it was a rocket with a satellite being shot off at Vandenberg. But now what you're telling me, and then when it went up through the clouds, it disappeared.
Right.
So now you're telling me that a submarine shot a missile off the Pacific coast, and then you're telling me that 5 states saw it? Something doesn't sound right to me.
No.
Okay, guys? Something doesn't sound right to me.
They might be able to see the smoke.
I wouldn't think so. No.
Not
even.
Because we can't even see the smoke of a rocket.
Right, and we're talking.
And it's usually not a straight line either. It's like, it looks like it went all over the place, and it's rainbow color. And I think we are going to take calls, but only in a few.
Yeah. We're going to take calls in about 20, 25 minutes. Okay, guys? So hold off on the calls. Now, the reason why I really want to get into this is because people, when they were leaving comments and telling me about what they were looking at.
See, like the bloviating Zeppelin, he said a rocket, 236 feet tall. That's what they shoot off at from Vandenberg.
Vandenberg? Oh, okay, thank
and that
you.
might have been who is calling right now. But
he was calling from Colorado.
Oh.
Colorado. So, all right. So, okay. So, thank you. 200 feet, really?
236 feet.
Okay.
And we could barely see it here.
That's 20 stories, you guys.
And we're probably a 3-hour drive from there. 3.5 hour drive.
Okay. So, let's take...
We're like an 8-hour drive, or 13-hour drive or something like that from Oregon.
And they saw it from
same
there.
from Arizona. Right?
Okay. So, right now, I am telling you it was not a missile. Absolutely not. It was not a missile. I don't care if you are NASA calling me right now or if you are in the military. It was not a missile. We could not see a missile being shot off from a submarine on the west side of, Los Angeles. Absolutely no way. No way. Okay? Now, people were telling me that what they were witnessing was right over their heads. It was literally right over their heads. And I was getting calls from Hanford, Dinuba, Fresno. People were telling me that this, whatever it was right over their heads. Not over LA, over their heads.
Right.
Okay? Now, I think our followers and people who follow us are not idiots. You guys are all smart people out there. You guys know if you guys look straight up and
that's over your head.
That's over your head. All right? If you're looking way south, towards the Grapevine, LA, then that's not over your head. You're not that dumb. All right? I mean, come on. I mean, that you can't get that mixed up. Now, what I also was hearing is that this, whatever it was, had blinking lights on it.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And I heard that it was going from east to west. So now we're getting conflicting reports of, I don't think people were all looking at the same thing. This is what I'm thinking. Now, granted, yes, our military are doing, top secret stuff. I don't know what they're doing. Could they have shot off? Now, okay, let's think about this. If you want to test a rocket, unarmed, nothing's on it, and you want to shoot it away from the population, right? You don't want to shoot it towards cities like Los Angeles or San Bernardino or Palm Springs. You want to shoot it out to the Pacific and test it that way. No. Let's aim it towards America, United States, and shoot it that way. Let's just cross our fingers that no one's going to get killed or injured by the falling debris of the stages of this rocket. And if it's so top secret, then let the people see the green mist and all the lights on it and everything like that. Wasn't it like, oh my God, look, here we are. The rocket's going, look at me. That's what it was doing.
It was.
It was basically attracting attention that away, is what it was doing. I'm thinking something was happening other areas that maybe they were trying to keep from people from witnessing. Because like I said, I had people telling me they were witnessing some weird lights right around that same time, right over their heads. And something is very fishy about that. Now, I know some military guys out there are telling me, no, you're smoking crack. It was a missile. Then how do you tell me, it doesn't make sense.
See, that's what they were told. And they always...
Oh, yeah, the media always has to say it was a submarine.
I mean, they probably got told by their commanding officer.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean? Like, they were told, here comes a missile.
Right.
So they're all tracking it and watching it. But only it might not have been that. Just because they're told that doesn't mean that's what it is.
I don't know.
I mean, I know they're tracking out there. When they first said that they were closing the ocean off.
Right.
For planes,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing I thought of is they're chasing USOs. I mean, that was the first thing I thought
if
of.
you guys have, if you guys don't go out, if you guys watch all of these great UFO shows, UFO Hunters actually did an episode near Catalina Island of an underground alien base out there. It's on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it is. That people have seen very big, large lights underneath the ocean waters, flying. All of a sudden, comes out of it and takes off. Something that doesn't sound right to me. You guys understand what I'm trying to say? People in Arizona should not have witnessed or should not have seen this missile out of a submarine. Sorry, there's no way. Like the guy Zeppelin just told us that these rockets that get shot out of Vandenberg airspace are 200 feet tall, and I can barely see that from Fresno. And Vandenberg is what, near Santa Barbara?
Yeah, it's like between Pismo and Santa Barbara.
Okay. And that is about 2.5, 3. I'll take the back. About 3.5 hour drive, I'm thinking. So you would say from Santa Barbara to LAX is probably another 2.5 hours.
About.
Okay, so you're talking about a 5.5 hour trip between here, straight line all the way towards LAX. So that's what I'm trying to picture the submarine if it was a missile. And then now you're gonna take it another how many hundreds of miles out to sea wherever this thing got shot off.
From here to LA, what, 300?
It's 200.
Like 275 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then if all the way down to San Diego, like 300, something like that, right?
Right.
7 hour drive.
Okay.
Easy.
So you guys know where I'm going with this right now. All right.
So how far is it to Arizona from the coast? I know it's like a 16 or 15 hour drive from here.
Now, but if whatever got shot off went that away, then they could see it. If it reached the border of California, then maybe that was the case. Because from what I understand, it came down right around the Salton Sea area. This is what my report.
That's where it fell.
That's what people are telling me, or somebody was telling me there were large explosions right after that missile took off. There were some large explosions around the Salton Sea area.
Like what if that was like where it was breaking the sound barrier?
Good question, and that's very far away.
Because I mean, in the videos, that's what you could see it
break apart. Yeah.
It would break the sound barriers. Because I mean, if you ever watch a jet will, in the center of the jet will have like a cloud or
right.
What we were seeing, something like
that. But the only problem
and then
is
it'll go woo like that.
But the only problem is in all of these videos and people talking on the internet, nobody has ever said a large boom sound. It never made
right. It never said that until you just said it though.
What?
That it.
Well, no, as far as where it crashed and it came down, I think that's what people were hearing.
Because I mean, it petered out.
Right.
And all the videos I saw, just like all of a sudden it was like poof.
Yeah. Now, a missile, I don't care where it's shot from, usually is very, very. Okay, the guy from Arizona. Let's get this guy. Hello, you're on the air.
Oh, hi. I called from Benson last night.
Right.
During that California. Oh, what was that?
Well, that's what we're talking about right now on the air. You're on the air, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Now, you were the one who called me from Arizona last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you saw it, right?
Yeah, that was insane.
Okay. Well, I mean, people, the media is telling everybody it was a missile shot from a submarine on the Pacific coast. Do you believe that?
Yeah, that's what I. Not really, because we saw when I was looking it up, we saw a bunch of reports saying it was a after effect from like a meteor shower, and then we started seeing other theories, but these were coming from news stations, so like it didn't seem too credible when you having all these different resources saying oh, it was a meteor shower. Oh no, it might be this or that.
Right.
It didn't really match up.
Okay, well that makes sense. Well, but you did see it from Arizona, so and that's what we're trying to discuss here on the air right now is that if you saw it in Arizona, whatever it was, it had to be very big. It had to be.
Yeah.
So all right. I appreciate you calling. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
see ya. Bye. And again, I'm trying to make you guys think because and this pretty much, I'm debunking it from being a missile right now. I'm telling you right now, I'm debunking it from being a missile because if I can barely see a rocket being shot off out of Vandenberg from my house here in Fresno, then there's no way, absolutely no way we should have seen whatever got shot off out of the Pacific waters. Simple as that, guys. I mean, there's no, I mean, prove to me that a smaller rocket can be seen from west of LA to Fresno. I don't see how that's possible. I really don't. And again, I've seen the hunt for Red October, so I know these submarines are very, very big, and they have nuclear weapons in them. That's a
Some
given.
of them.
Yeah, well, I mean the larger ones.
See, like okay, now if they're gonna send it, like I was reading what Blovieti Zeppelin was putting on and on chat, and then I went and I looked up videos for all Trident 2 missiles. Most of them never get shot out of a submarine.
Okay.
I mean, they can be. And only I watched as many videos as I could of history of the Trident, and normally the thing will go out into space, right? This thing, it's a long distance type,
Right.
so it's not gonna like zip across the United States and let everybody see it, right?
See, that's what I'm trying to get at.
It'll fly into space, and then nobody's gonna see it. Maybe it'll look like a satellite. Maybe you won't even see the smoke trail in space. There won't be one. Right. And then it's gonna fly, 2,000 miles or whatever, and then it's gonna come down and destroy whatever it was aiming at.
Right.
And then they'll see it, and maybe they won't even see it when it re-enters. It might not even have any jets going about that time. It just might be falling, right on target.
The blue mist or green mist that it left behind.
It's the same thing as I've seen
it's
on
like
the Florida one.
But yeah, it's like, do missiles leave that mist?
I don't see now all the videos that I watched.
Right.
They're all in the day.
Right.
There was none in the night. The only ones, like somebody brought up on here, there was some Russian ones where they fired off in the night, and some Russian videos looked exactly like that. But they're not Tridents. They're something else, But they're still big missiles. They're intercontinental ballistic missiles. Like they'll go from this. Like they could shoot it off in Russia and hit here.
Right. Today this had nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I got an email, very weird email, and it's. Hold on.
I don't know if it's saber rattling so much. I think we're.
Hello, who's this?
You know who this is.
I'm sorry, who's this?
It's me, Satan, Jeffrey.
Satan.
Don't act funny. Yes.
So you signed away. Huh, Jeff?
Look on the phone. It's at 666. Prefix is
That's my number.
6. Okay, come on. All right.
That's
Who's
my
it?
number.
Who's this? Seriously.
The king of darkness. The king of the underworld.
Whoa.
How did you get the 666-666-6666 on my phone, dude?
That is my contact. That's my area code. That's my my phone number. Now you have it. You're part of the privileged few.
Why
Alan, how are you, buddy?
why is your voice sounding weird, dude? You're scaring me.
I'm doing good. As long as you don't have any plans for me, I'm fine.
No clue, Jeffrey. You have no clue. I got a bone to pick with you, buddy.
I'm glad it's with you and
why
not
are you
me.
going to people's houses and trying to remove my helpers from their houses?
Why are we trying to remove evil spirits from homes? Well, because we don't like you, dude.
Why?
What do you mean,
What have
why?
I done to you? What have I done to you?
You took Katy Perry away from me, dumbass.
I blessed your show. You've got a
Wait. What do you mean? Wait. What do you mean you blessed my show?
I blessed your show.
Bite me.
Brandon, I believe that's his name, the announcer, the one who lives in his mom's basement. He summoned me about 18 months ago.
Who did?
Brandon is that his name? Your helper? The
Ooh.
one that lives in his mom's basement.
Oh, you mean Danny?
There you go. I'm not good with names.
All right. I don't know how you pulled off the 66666.
And yes, I did take Katy Perry. She is mine. And I know you have the hot tour, but that's mine, bro.
Okay, this is not funny. You know, check out, you laughing at us. I don't know who you are. If you say you're Satan, prove it.
Prove it. What shall I do?
I don't know.
What shall Oh, man. Let me see. Halloween.
Right?
I like the setup that you had for me at your house.
Okay.
I
And
really did. I'm pretty sure you didn't see me there, did you?
no.
I was there. If you go back and look at the videotape, the video that you have on YouTube, you'll see me in the back.
Back where? All right. Now it sound more like a stalker than anything. And I don't know. I don't know how
I'm
you.
everywhere, Jeffrey.
And I don't know how you're changing the voice, because that's really freaking me out, dude.
I'm everywhere, Jeffrey. And I know you listen to Katy Perry in the shower, bro. You really shouldn't do that. It's kind of disturbing when I'm watching you.
Okay, this is a family show here.
Uh-huh.
All right. Okay. If you say who you are, Satan, we're going to keep doing what we're doing, because I believe your time has come. That it's time basically for everyone to kick your ass. I mean, we're done with you, dude. I mean, our world is going down in a handbasket, and I'm tired of it.
Yeah, and guess where do you think it's coming? Straight to me.
Yeah.
Everything's going to hell in a handbasket, and that's where it's coming is to me. You haven't seen the signs, you haven't seen the Illuminati rituals that they're doing every other day, and nobody's paying attention.
Yeah, well, you know what? Lady Gaga, as a matter of fact, we're going to talk about that later on. Lady Gaga is pretty much just flipping you off and saying she's done with you.
No, that's just a ruse. It's just a ruse. For the sheeple, the ones that are hard to convince to come this way, we're just providing a different way for them to come around this way.
Okay. Okay, I don't know who you are. I don't like that freaking laugh. All right.
Nice vest, Alan. Nice vest. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing good, long as you just don't pick on me.
Now,
You're a good guy.
what I want to know is, you're talking to Alan like he's a good guy, because he's the one who's taking the people away from you, and you don't want to piss him off. Alan is the one.
He started it.
Alan is the one who's taking all the people away from you, dude. Why you
Alan,
why you
no,
being
it's not-
why you being
That's not true, Alan.
why you being
I like you, Alan.
why you being such a
I like
nice
to-
guy?
I like the sticker you have on your truck, Alan, on the back window. Go squatching. I like that.
Jeez, how did he know that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep on
Well,
squatching, Alan.
You know what
Keep
I
on
like?
squatching.
I like the stickers on the back of your truck too.
Yeah, I like my sons in 501.
Yeah, Satan sucks. Now, how did you get a landline put in hell? Because I sure didn't do it, or AT&T didn't do it.
Oh, no, this is my Obama phone.
Your Obama phone?
Yeah. I gotta go, fellas. Talk to you soon.
Okay, Satan.
Hey, Katie, make me a hot pocket. I gotta go.
He's a busy guy. Huh?
Yeah, he's you suck, dude. Whoever you are. Okay, that was interesting. And I'd like to know how.
We should ask him about
What?
the rocket. He might know. It might have been his.
That was good. That was good. Okay. Well, you know what? I would like for Satan to call in whenever he can. That would be awesome. Okay, we're getting a call coming in from Columbus, Ohio. Let's talk to whoever it is. Hello, you're on the air. Ooh.
Hello, Jeffrey and Alan. How you guys doing?
Good. Who's this?
Kaiser.
Who's this?
Kaiser.
Oh, hey. Okay. You want me
Hey,
to
how's it going, guys?
you want me to announce everybody who you are then?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
No problem.
This is the Smoky Man, guys. This is the guy that we had on a while back, and we messed with his voice, and people thought he was drunk and all this kind of
Yep.
stuff. So this is him.
And he wasn't.
And he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he said, you know
Yeah,
what?
you guys talked to me beforehand. It was just messed up, and I said, please never use a voice changer on me because there was a little delay and all the other words.
Right. So, okay.
Anyways, here I've heard all your theories.
Right.
Honestly,
Okay.
Trident 2 has a couple different capabilities. It can go almost to the edge of the Earth without going, out of it, and you will get that plinth plus the different fuels that I told you,
Right.
the experimental fuels and guidance. So
Okay, well,
that's the best that I have.
Well, how big are those missiles?
They're not that big. That's not the point. The point is if you're skipping off the edge of the Earth, just like when the space shuttle or something's coming back in, re-entering,
Right.
it's going to leave that longer trail. It's also going to light it up more because you're actually sending, you're sending out the heat. You're radiating heat.
Oh, on the edge of the atmosphere, right?
Atmosphere, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. You're out of the stratosphere.
Okay.
So anyways, that's the information I have. And maybe I'm getting fed disinfo. I could very well be.
Right. And obviously you were listening to our conversation a little while ago about, the Vandenberg rockets are very, very large rockets, and I can barely see them. And it's very hard for me to comprehend a missile that 4 states can see.
Yeah, but only like what he just said was the difference. Vandenberg is going nearly straight out.
All right.
Okay, straight out. It goes from here, and then it takes, it's going straight to orbit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, no skipping along the atmosphere. And what he's saying, this one will skip along the atmosphere so that you could see it. I mean, it would light up like that, too. I mean, it would... But only why would they send it inland? I don't know.
Well, see, now he had...
Think about it as a cruise missile, guys.
Right.
Okay. Now he had, when he called me this afternoon and we talked for a bit, that the mist it left behind was a different fuel that they were testing. Is that right? That you think, anyways?
Yep. That's what I was positive.
Okay. And that's why it left that green mist or whatever it was. Now, what's the difference from the fuel that they're trying now compared to what they had before? It burns quicker. It's faster, or I mean,
it burns hotter, which means that it's burning faster coming out of Venturi, which is what the rocket you see the the propellant coming out of. That's called a venturi.
Okay.
All right, that's the best info I have for you guys. If I'm getting fed something wrong, I'm going to tell you.
Right.
But as of right now, it hasn't changed.
Now,
as I was hearing the conversation,
now
I checked up.
Now, when this afternoon when you called me, I was trying, and I was telling you why would they be aiming it inland, and
it's never happened before.
Okay. And the reason you told me is it was part of Jade Helm. It's the last part of Jade Helm, where when we talked the very first time when you came on the air, and you were saying that this whole Jade Helm was basically Skynet, and they were testing the computers to see what the computers would do on their own, depending upon the situation that's happening around the world or around the United States. And what you were telling me is, and this is the truth, because I know I've seen it on TV, that this government is getting rid of high generals, high colonels. They're firing them. They're getting rid of them. And it's because, from what I understand, that if the SHIT ever hit the fan and it was the military to go after our public, that the generals would not do it. So they're trying to find things on them to get rid of them. And the reason,
the reliability factor.
Right. So in other words, with these generals not in the system where they're the ones who give the okay to press the button, that's what these computers are here for now, is to make their own decisions that's occurring out there without any high authority giving them the okay.
It's not exactly that.
Okay.
Anytime you handle or you're around it, it's called the two-man rule. That means if you're underground or if you're on a ship, if you're on a ship and you're going to use something fissionable, you have to have two keys. The commander or the captain of the vessel and his executive officer. They have to both come to agreement. The order is correct, and they will turn the keys at the same time. That will allow them to launch. Okay? So just like I said, with Bluetooth tracker, everything else they were using, it comes to where it takes the actual on-scene commander's decision process out of it. So it's an override via the computer.
So it's like
an
AI.
It's a proof of concept. It's a proof of concept. That's what I was saying earlier. I guess I wasn't very effective in my description.
Okay.
But this is unprecedented. This is sans precedent.
Right. That's like an artificial intelligence, kind of like what you're saying.
It's not an artificial intelligence. It's where one person takes the decision, and then everybody else is affected, but it's without an actual person on scene for taking responsibility.
Whoa, okay.
You notice what the Navy's official line was. So, like I said, brother, I hope I've described stuff enough that now everybody can hear I'm not drunk. I'm just telling you, this is without precedent. It's never happened over U.S. soil like this, especially over populated areas. So, peeps, be alert, be wise, and be wary. I mean that.
So what do you think? Now, you mentioned to me the dark government is the one who is initiating all this, who's putting all this into play.
Yeah, the black budget, yeah.
Okay, now what's the purpose for later on in the future? What do they plan to do?
Buddy, if you knew and I knew, I would out it right now.
Okay.
I know it's dubious, devious. There's been no, has our government made sense in about 16 years almost?
No.
Yeah, no, it isn't even the America I knew when I was a kid. I mean, it's totally different.
It's not the same America. When I was a kid, where I went to high school, and you guys know where I live. You know a lot about me that the people out in Radioland don't. And I could go to school during hunting season with my shotgun in my Jeep.
Right.
And the sheriff that was out in our parking lot would just say, hey, when you come out to leave, you're leaving. We didn't have these shootings. We
Right.
didn't have our kids hooked up on SSRI. I mean, our whole society has changed. And if you think about when Art Bell wrote the book, The Quickening, think about how our society is quickened. Forget the weather and stuff. Yeah, that's all part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a societal change.
Yeah,
And I know I don't want to mess up your radio show. I know this stuff.
No.
I
Well,
did
no.
try to let
This
you
is this is cool because this is what we're talking about right now.
Right.
This involves that missile. Why they shot it inland, and it was basically a test of their computers. Basically, it's what you're telling me.
Yeah, proof of concept testing. Yeah, just like
Yes,
Jade
sir.
Helm was proof of contest or proof of concept. And so what you're seeing right now is the culmination of it, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it does. Now, do you think that maybe this government is aligned itself with like these like we were talking about the USOs and stuff like that, like these other? I mean, the aliens are here. I mean, we just had the 40th anniversary of Travis Walton, right, where he was gone for 5 days.
Right.
Right.
Only I have a feeling that a lot of this technology they're using in this Jade Helm thing, they got from this nefarious, they're calling it otherworldly. I think they've been here a long time. And I actually, like, the Germans are out looking for the technology that, I mean, even though they say it was artifacts and stuff like that, really, they were looking for technology. And then right after the war, we wound up getting those guys, most of them, especially in the
Right.
rocket program, right? And then right after that is the technology boom, here everywhere, really.
Well, people forget the Munich Olympics were actually on a color television screen in the Munich Olympics in the 30s, early 30s. So all this stuff, if you were ever to go to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, you'll see they had guided missiles, Germans did. They had the first rockets, the first jets. They had the Comet rocket fighter. I mean, they had a lot of things that were not just design concepts. The Horton Delta Wing concept was already put out there. So all we've done is just keep going down the line with it. And you can figure our technology is going more. Whether it's extraterrestrial or what, I'd be swinging in the breeze. But I will tell you, it's still... You remember NASA and the CIA were set up by the old SS,
Right.
by the Nazis. The Nazis never surrendered. It was the German army, Navy, but never the actual Nazi party. We used Galan's organization because we had no spies in Mother Russia, the Rodina. So, and this is coming from, you guys know my background.
Yeah. That's why I asked
And
the
this
question.
is all stuff you guys can check out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling you, this is darkness. Like I said, I've seen it creeping along. I feel bad. It's the folks' first exposure to me. I found it so bizarro, but that's my fault because I said this guy's my voice. Now I don't care. The chips are where I don't care if they backtrace me.
Right. Yeah.
You guys need to get the word out, and I mean that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've been really trying, and
I know.
A lot of people don't think that our government would ever do something like that.
Anyway,
They
they're all
better wake up.
they're all tripping. I mean, like if you look at Facebook, like more technology, right?
Right.
That they are using against us too. Believe it or not, but only look at them. They gotta, like today even commented on the Republican. Somebody made a comment, like the Republican and the Democrat. are they saying it's because they divide it up because it keeps them in line? Or is it just a ruse? You know what I mean? Like, it makes it seem like there's a division right there and gives you sides where you can go vote sides, right?
Right.
But really, it's not. They're all with the right wing and the left wing, and they're all ran by the same bird brain, right? They all belong to the same bird, and the same brains are running the bird. And
the way I like to say it is, it's a snake with two heads. Both heads are feeding the same body.
Yeah, that's a good.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, they both are hungry, and they're both after the same thing, and they just take different. They make it look different. You know what I mean? Like,
one's walking to socialism, the other one's running the communism.
Man.
So what do you think? Obviously, they're doing more testing or whatever it is. They're doing, operations in the Pacific right now.
I guess like he's breaking up for them in the chat.
The what?
He's breaking up on his voice. His call is
right.
Not clear to everyone.
Okay.
Even though we're not messing with his voice.
No, not at all. No, I don't know what it is.
I'm not messing with my voice either, guys.
Right. Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate you calling, and you will call me when you get some some really good more information. I want to hear it, man. All right.
I will. God bless. Guys.
All right, man.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. See ya.
Too.
Be safe. Bye.
Bye.
And the be safe thing is when he says that, that's like something that is a serious thing to be saying nowadays. Right. I mean
that's not the first time a person has ever said that to us.
Right? Yeah.
Be safe, because we're now treading in waters where it's scary. Okay, now we got somebody from Massachusetts, I think.
Massachusetts.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hi. I had originally wanted to speak about a couple Sasquatch-related things to you, Bigfoot-related things to you, but I wanted to toss in something on the missile and stuff like that.
Okay.
Cool.
Do you know how far it is from downtown Fresno to Catalina Island?
About
400, maybe.
It's
miles.
Almost 400. Yeah.
If you go and look on Google Earth, the Google Maps program that you can get,
okay,
it's 240 miles.
There you go.
That's close.
And it's 350 miles from Catalina to Phoenix. So and when you do, you can take a little ruler and you can measure it out. So most of the time, those types of events are probably 250 to 300 miles from you. You can also use a thing called a distance to the horizon calculator that you can find online to figure out how high it has to be to break your horizon. And the distance if it's about 100,000 feet up, that's about 250 miles that you can see the horizon, or you can see it if you're standing someplace. So that means that it had to be up at least, to be any kind of angle above the horizon, it had to be 50, 60, 100 miles up already by the time you saw it,
right?
Depending on how close it was to the horizon. So it was probably plenty high enough to catch sunlight from the setting sun, because it was it wasn't totally, it wasn't at midnight, it wasn't totally dark, it was still a little bit twilight, so probably was able to catch, whatever it was doing, is able to catch sunlight.
Right.
And even just a little bit of mist. Fog, it can be very thin, but it can still catch an awful lot of light, as far as that goes.
Okay. Which makes sense.
Okay. I wanted to go over to the couple of the Bigfoot things, if you don't mind. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. One was that there was a guy on Art Bell a couple weeks whose name I will not mention for obvious reasons. He had put out they had a whole big discussion about recording Bigfoot speech, that type of thing, and he had a very elaborate presentation and so on. And so I went to his site. On the front page of his site, he has a couple sample audios that I checked. And one of them was very strange because I found that it was in stereo, and the left channel had background noise and stuff like that, but the right channel was perfect sound. It was like he had Bigfoot in the recording studio. No noise or anything like that whatsoever. Obviously, two different channels. They were totally separate. No echo, no bleed, no background noise, no nothing on the right channel. Which tells me that even if he has recorded some things out there that are legitimate, that he's probably faked it. Because it's some of the stuff that he has, I compared it with like the sound of a gorilla in a zoo, that type of thing, and so on. And the sound spectrums don't look right. You can get speech analysis software that gives you all the spectrums in beautiful color, whichever way you want. So you can analyze the sounds and everything like that. I can send you links for all this stuff that I have posted someplace online if you wanted. But I just wanted this, as a thing of, here's a guy who's, the field is filled with enough people who are screwing things up. We don't need somebody else who's also faking it. I think he's been doing this for years and years and years.
Is this
you can do with that what you want.
Is this the guy from Canada?
No. I know who he's talking about.
I don't want to mention his name. He was interviewed on Bell a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what?
And the voice almost sounds like wood squeaking together in some weird way.
I know exactly what you're talking about on that. You can't do that because, I mean, we had one of the most expensive audio recorders out at Thule Reservation, and we actually captured Bigfoot sounds, right? And then I played with it on two of the most expensive audio recording editing software. And there is. I'll just say that you should also check out, and they have them for free from universities, speech analysis software, which is its own creature. It's its own thing. Mm-hmm. It gives you a lot more tools to play with versus common music-oriented audio analysis software. You want speech analysis. It's a different thing. It gives you different tools. Well, see, we went to our production guys had a
grand opening.
Yeah, grand opening at their studio this last Friday night. And then I decided I wanted to like take a tour of the whole facility. And I got into one of the editing areas, and they were actually in there, and there was a couple of guys in there, and they were actually editing. They were using an audio software that they use, and it actually it brought sounds to the visual where it was like colors and spikes and lines.
Oh yeah. That's like you get that also with some good speech analysis software too. So you could have that on your laptop, for example.
Yeah, that's what he was telling me, and then they were, if you can find that, the actual, like if I could find the bird sounds, say, that was all over our audio recording, and I could actually erase them like a paint program. You know what I mean? Like take the little eraser and just erase that out, and then it would be gone. And I mean, you could make it so big that you could actually zero in on that little sound, and make it really big and erase it, like outline it and erase it. It was, but only then, still, you would have the background sound. Still, you can't get rid of all of it because some of it is over the actual sound that you want to keep.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So it would be impossible for me to put all the Bigfoot sounds on one channel. That would be impossible.
It was insane. It was like you were recording something in a production studio. It was that crisp a quality, no echo, no nothing. It is probably still there on the front page of the site too, And if he doesn't know, he probably doesn't know that he's made that mistake. And anyone can do that, and it's a booby trap waiting to catch him at some convention or event. That somebody will do it someday and embarrass the heck out of him.
Right.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I have no idea who you're talking about. So.
Okay, well, he was on Art Bell a couple of weeks ago,
Okay.
and he's done this type of thing for a while. But I can email you on that later.
All right. Cool.
Okay, the other thing that I was thinking about, you had that event that you guys got the face prints of the Bigfoot on your glass of your car.
Right.
Okay. It occurs to me that you can use that scenario to try to get pictures of Bigfoot by trying to do the same kind of thing that happened there, but doing it deliberately. In other words, you leave the car behind, you go out, and you make it mysterious, and you come back.
Right.
But in the car, you have a couple of high-capacity batteries, and you have a couple of infrared cameras with enough memory chips in there, or dash cams, or whatever,
Right.
that they take pictures while you are gone.
Right.
And they shoot out the windows or whatever, and you can. In other words, you have it set up so that it was just like the event that happened when you were there and had the experience.
Right.
So you create the mystery, and then when you come back the next day or whatever else, and you look for evidence of them doing the same thing again, and you can use night vision scopes or whatever. You can test this all out in advance in your backyard. You can test this of some guy walking up to the car and shaking it or whatever, and see if it records correctly. But it would be the cameras you could have set up properly in the back seat of your car, locked up properly, and so that there's no light showing, but it's just recording.
Right.
And then away you go. And then you come back the next day, it's got 20 hours of video or 50 hours of video, whatever it is, and you have enough batteries in there fully charged to supply power.
Sure.
And then there you go.
Well,
so it's like, it just, the same thing that happened before,
Right.
but now you got it on tape.
We have thought about that. Trust me on that. We have thought about actually leaving a vehicle up there and placing cameras inside and rolling 24/7. The only problem with that is we think they see in the infrared.
Yeah.
And these cameras that I have, and I do have these infrared cameras that we use for ghost hunting. You plug them in at nighttime that you can see 150 feet in pure daylight. Well, if these cameras that we leave inside of a vehicle and all of a sudden the infrareds turn on, to the naked eye you won't be able to see it, but if you had infrared goggles, it would be like spotlights, 4 spotlights inside of a vehicle, bursting out.
I don't know that I would go that way, because there are videos that I've seen online where guys who are doing hunting, they are like down the south or whatever, they are hunting pests that are bothering their farm, be it rats or hogs down south or whatever else, and they have infrared scopes that with no spotlights, it shows the body heat.
Thermal.
Well. See, yeah. Now you're talking FLIR though. Now you're talking thermo imagers and FLIRs.
Right.
Yeah. Well, those cameras are 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 a piece.
Yeah.
They must have something that they can use that's less expensive, because these are used by guys who are maintaining their farms or whatever else, and maybe there's a lower level or wide angle version of that or something like that that can be more economic as far as that goes.
Trust me when I say we have investigated that. FLIRs are very expensive. Now they're coming. They are coming out. Not actual from FLIR, but companies are now putting out adapters that you can attach to your cell phones and smaller ones that are like $500, $400. But I know what you're saying. But
maybe one of these companies would be interested in sponsoring you in a way that's they used our equipment to capture video of Bigfoot or whatever, some sort of good advertising thing.
And I
that
totally
they would be,
yes, you're right as far as advertising goes. I think that there are shows on TV like Finding Bigfoot and Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters. When you're on TV, your audience is very, very large, and you have a better chance that way to get sponsorship from them, and they get all these equipment for free. Trust me when I say that is a fact. But us, because of where we're at,
and when we were doing, they brought in Nat Geo with Chasing UFOs,
right?
And they actually brought the FLIR truck.
Right?
And I mean, we played. I'm like techie, I played in that truck for all night, as long as they would let me, really.
It was
awesome. I mean, there was cameras inside that thing on a pole, a mast that you could raise up that could frame a human 20 miles away.
Right.
I mean, it could frame a human 20 miles away.
You don't need anything that good. You just need something that's good for a few hundred feet to the edge of the trees where you are.
Right.
I mean, they had that too. They had little pocket ones, but only the ones that you can record with, that hold the SD card and stuff like that, about $5,000.
Right.
And the ones you could get another one where you could adapt it with a RCA adapter,
right? And then plug into a monitor or a DVR. It'd be like
$3,500,
right? Now. I totally agree. We have thought about that, and a lot of us have said, "Well, I'm not going to leave my truck there. I'm not going to leave my truck up there." We would have to purchase a car, for about $1,000 to make sure it can get up to that spot, and then leave it, right? And then probably would have to somehow secure the doors from the inside, make sure they're good locked up, because leaving all that equipment in there, you're taking a chance. And I don't know if you were listening to us about 3 weeks ago. We went back up to retrieve 3 cameras, actually, that I had placed 15 feet.
It was up in the trees, and they were gone.
And now they're gone. So, and at this time, I can't say for a fact that Bigfoot took them. A lot of people say, well, it was a deer hunter. They were up there hunting, and they actually got your cameras. But I don't think that is to be a fact, because where they were placed, there's no way 2 people could stand on each shoulder to get up that height. I just don't think that was the case.
Well, they would have had to see all 3 of them first.
Yeah, and I just don't think that. So, we have thought about that to see if we could possibly do it again, and have them look in the window, and the odds of that happening again, I don't know. Maybe when we get a budget.
Actually, when we go to Thule, we have a good chance of maybe setting something up in the truck.
I never thought about that.
And then going to bed. I mean, we've barely scratched the surface of what we could do there. And I mean, we got audio recording so far,
right?
And we've messed around with some stuff, but once we were really getting into that investigation, then winter hit.
Right.
And this winter is going to it's knocking us out of the park. So we have to wait till winter's over before we can go back. But the Bigfoot are going to be there. Right. Believe me, they will.
Springtime is, we just have to wait to spring now, because Thule have pretty much, they're not allowing us to go up. Because the tradition towards them, which we understand, so we have to wait till spring.
Right.
So that gives you like 6 months to save dimes and nickels and get donations and whatever else.
Oh, we've tried the donations. Well, we've tried the donations, but we have something possibly coming up here at the end of this month that's going to hopefully put us at the beginning of the year. We're hoping. And we'll talk a little bit about that later on. But in order to do this, you have to have the equipment, and we totally understand that. There are groups out there like Jeff Meldrum and all those guys who are well known in every in National Geo, Discovery Channel. Everybody knows who these guys are. All they got to do is make a call to the FLIR or whoever, and they will give them whatever they want because they have that name and they've been out there for a long time. We are we've been investigating for a while, and we're trying to make a name for ourselves, and hopefully we will here pretty soon. And when that happens, you bet you know what, we're gonna hit for sponsorships for equipment like you wouldn't believe. That is a given. So, oh yeah.
No, I figured to mention it now because it gives you the winter is shot
right
before any practical whatever, so that gives you some time until spring breaks. So
right.
I know that up in the woods there and so on, spring breaks late. I remember seeing some report snow on Memorial Day up in Oregon. It's like, oh geez,
Yeah. I agree.
So,
yep. No, I understand. No, I totally understand where you're coming from, and I think the time for that is going to be hopefully very soon, and you're definitely going to hear about it because it's gonna. We're almost there. We're almost there. But hey, I appreciate you calling and giving us all that valuable information.
Yes,
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, and keep watching us. All right.
All right. Have a good night.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, we have thought, trust me, you guys, when we have thought about the whole car thing, putting cameras inside, facing, from the bottom outward. But, these cameras, when they turn from daylight to nighttime, the infrared turn on, and those are the red LED lights. Come on. And yes, with the human eye, you can't see them. Only if you're like really up close to it, maybe 10 feet, you can probably see them. But from what I understand, certain animals can see infrared, and we think the Bigfoots can as well. And if we were to put, let's say, a camera facing every single window and windshield and back window in the car, it's going to pretend, as far as the Bigfoot goes, or an animal that can see it in the infrared, it's going to be daylight busting out of the inside of that car. And why would a animal like Bigfoot or whatever it is go up to the window and get blinded by this light? It's not going to.
Well, even game cams, like if you research this stuff, and this is like something I love, but even if we put game cameras in there, if anything set off the camera as it was walking up, or say, but they're really weary, you know what I mean, like they're elusive.
Mm-hmm.
And they may sit for 2 or 3, like 20 hours and watch before they even go walking even close to the truck. They're going to be watching it for a long time.
Right.
If at any time one of those flashes go off inside the truck of a game camera, they won't go near it. Mm-mm. And if you really do your homework on internet and you check out people that are using game cameras trying to catch a Bigfoot, you'll find out that when they do catch them, if they do catch them, they're far. And they think, in the mind of the Bigfoot, I believe that they think they're out of range of the camera. And if these guys would start with one camera, and the camera would have 7 or 8 shots with nothing, absolutely nothing, black. But then it would have the shots of them walking up and shots later, But the bait that they were using to lure the Bigfoot would be gone, and it would disappear during the time of the black shots, right? So then it was like, okay, let's do 2 cameras, kind of like what we were doing. And then you put them where if one camera gets messed with, the other one will take a picture of it.
Right.
Then one camera would disappear, and then the other camera would have 7 or 8 shots of nothing, and that camera disappeared in the time when that one was taking the 7 or 8 shots. That was like the camera was defective, but then the camera would work again and take good shots, of animals and the people walking up to retrieve the camera. And then there's like 3 cameras, okay? But only so it isn't so easy. And so far, the best shots, the only problem was the technology hadn't caught up with it, is the thermal image. And I know some people personally that have really good shot of the Bigfoot with thermal. The only thing is they're hiding. They're even hiding still. They're behind the tree and they're peeking and stuff, and you see their arm and they're crawling around. But it's a thermal image. It's not like what you see right now.
Right.
This,
and at that point in time, you don't know if it's a person or not.
Right.
You
exactly.
You can't say that's a Bigfoot. You just can't.
even if you know it is, you
can't. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason, again, we came out with, we have, I believe, two very good pieces of evidence when it comes to Bigfoot. And one of them does not belong to us, the David Ragos's, Bigfoot walking up that hill that he got in 2007, that I was with him when that happened. And in the windows, I can honestly say that those two are we know what they are. No doubt about, in my mind, we know what they are. But it's still not enough.
Right. Even the videos, David Rigosa took some videos,
right,
and he's like, here, put it out there. Nobody's gonna believe you, and I thought for sure, because it's really good video. And I cut. I cut it, and then I put it out there, and all I've been is trashed for it.
When David gave me permission to put up that one photograph, right? He says, you're going to get slammed.
Yeah.
And I said, what are you talking about? Here it is. Oh, my God, this is the golden ticket. You're going to get slammed. And sure as hell. Holy mackerel. Oh, my God. In 2007. Now, and this is not just your ordinary person or, the public. Bigfoot investigators that have been investigating the Bigfoot elusive creature for years and years were slamming me.
Mm-hmm.
Telling me it was a shadow or it was a bear.
A stump. Like, how come he didn't keep the camera on it until it was gone? How come he didn't have a tripod? How come there was only 38 seconds? How come? I mean, it was like all this stuff, and it was like, okay, tell you what. A Bigfoot walks out in front of you, and you have a camera. Let's see you get a shot of it, you know.
Right.
Let's see you do it. Because I don't even know if I could. I mean, I seen one, and if I had a camera and a Bigfoot walked out, I guarantee you I wouldn't get a shot of it. No, I would be pulling my pants, I mean, I would be like...
That too, but what you want to do is when something like that happens, you're going to focus your eyes on it, and you're going to study it. And you're not going to take your eyes off of it, because what's going through your mind at that point, if you are so lucky to see a Bigfoot in real life, depending on how close it is, if it's 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet, 50 feet, that's freaking close. You are going to study the creature. And what I mean by that is you're going to focus on it. You're going to focus on its face, its body, everything. And you're going to embed that photograph. You're going to have a
really great story and no video.
You're going to embed that photograph of what you are witnessing in your brain, and it's going to stay there for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And then after it walks away, that's when you're going to say, oh my God, why didn't I take my camera out or my cell phone out and take a picture? It's because when something like that happens, everything changes at that point in time. What you think you should have done, you're not going to do. I guarantee you. You might even run away because it might scare you so bad, depending on how tall it is, how big it is. So there you go.
See, they're asking right now, what did we think about Matthew Johnson, Dr. Johnson? I actually like him, and I think he's doing something I can't do. Tell you the truth, I mean, he's totally disarming himself and totally going out there without a camera or anything, and he's welcoming them. And then, you know what? They're finding dimensions. I mean, portals that open up.
Stop. Okay.
I think they really are. There's one guy that won't even talk about it now because of it.
You can talk all you want.
True.
All right? You can say, I saw 3 little aliens come out of a freaking UFO, and a Bigfoot was on a leash, and one was taking them. I'm sorry, but if I see something like that, a portal and a Bigfoot coming out of a portal, if I were to say that right now, I think people would definitely think I was on crack.
Well, that's what he thought. and they're even like mind speaking with them. But I'm saying, I saw one. I wouldn't even do it. I'm sorry, but I'm not going out unarmed. And I'm bringing a camera in, you know what? And he could call me names and stuff. I don't call him names. I respect that he could sit there, even though he is 6'9" or whatever. These things are huger than him by at least 4 feet. And I mean 4 feet wider too, you know. So I mean like 400 pounds even heavier, and rip his head right off, and mine, and yours, and everyone's. I mean, if you got close enough. And I still don't even feel safe with a gun. So I respect him, and I hope he comes up with something. He's doing something different.
Well, it looked like he won't. Because
no, he will. I mean,
eventually. Because he doesn't take cameras with him.
No, eventually. I mean,
well,
he's working
what are we
towards
talking
that,
eventually?
You know?
Are we talking another 20 years from now?
If that's how long it takes.
Well, then, no, we can't wait 20 years. Sorry.
Well, I hope he does take 20 years, because I'm going to get it before him.
Well, there you go. Okay, I'll agree with you there. Let him keep doing what he's doing. And
well, he thinks he's going to get permission, and then they'll just pose.
Okay.
I mean, that's his plan, really. Like,
okay.
And I don't think they'll ever give him permission. I really don't.
Even if they pose like a family portrait,
somebody will say it's a suit.
Exactly. People will say, dude, that is somebody in a suit. That's not real. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, but that's what people are going to say. Well, that's why we need a body.
I'll be your backup when whoever wants to shoot one, I'll be your backup. You know what I mean?
Backup for what? For
the other ones.
Okay.
Because I know there's going to be more coming, and I'll try and shoot them and keep them off your back.
Okay. Yeah, we have said this before, you guys. Yeah. We need a body. We do. Many people out there. You know what's funny is that when I talk Bigfoot to people who don't believe in Bigfoot, I mean totally don't believe in Bigfoot, right? They think I'm again smoking the crack. Then I tell them I'm going to kill one and prove it to you. They get so mad at me.
Yeah, it's like you're going to kill something real.
Then they get so mad at me, and literally, guys, they just think, how dare you go kill an animal like that? Why would you want to do that? I go, whoa, wait. You just told me they don't exist. Why are you all pissed off at me for?
Now you're going to turn me into the sheriff. No.
Well, that's already happening in Colorado. We're wanted over there.
That's funny.
But see, I think a lot of it though is when someone finally brings in the proof. It's going to people who don't believe in this stuff, and I mean people who don't believe in Bigfoot, ghosts, God, UFOs, aliens, Loch Ness monster, Yeti, everything paranormal that we talk about here. Once you bring forth the proof of, let's say, Bigfoot, then you have to step back. Your reality is now what you thought before. Now you have to step back and say, well, if Bigfoot is real, what about God, Jesus, Loch Ness monster, aliens, UFOs, the Bermuda Triangle, and all that. Because if this is real, then all this other stuff might be real as well. And sometimes they are totally against you to go prove that the Bigfoot is real, because then the reality is just
gone.
Yeah, it's gone. And then now what?
That's basically where we're at too. Like, as we go along, it's kind of weird. You're like, I can believe this far,
right?
I can believe that far, and then we get a call, or we go out and we do a little bit more investigating, and then something happens.
Well, let me tell you,
that breaks your, where your boundary was.
And there are two people right now that are friends of ours who didn't believe in Bigfoot,
right? Exactly,
because where we go and what we do, we have showed them, brought them. They are with us when this actually occurs. That now they believe in Bigfoot, and they're totally blown away by this. All right, you guys, we have actually changed. I'm hoping that we are changing people's minds out there who are watching us right now, but. excuse me, two people who are very close friends of ours. We have messed them up. We have totally messed them up.
We have.
You know, and they're pissed off at us.
Yeah, actually, they are.
They're like, "What the F did you have to go do that for, dude?" And I'm not going to talk to anybody. If you tell them I this happened to me, I will deny it. You know, that's the stuff that we're getting when the Windows per se, or Robert Scott, who went with us to retrieve these 2 cameras that are now missing, and we had the missing time. He's like, dude, this is Robert talking. If you ask me in front of somebody, I will deny it.
Yeah.
You know, he cannot explain the things that are happening to us up there. He can't. There's only one reason that we're going there, and it's because of Bigfoots. Then he has to step back and say, well, what just made that big boom, boom, you know, stepping sound around our campsite? Who could have taken those 2 cameras that I watched Jeff climb, you know, gap up that tree and place 15 feet up there? Who would have taken those? And the reason why we played those cameras there is because there's this tree, and if you look 80 feet up in the sky, there are 2 pieces of firewood that are up there that shouldn't be there. Then I turned to Robert and I said, well, what the hell put those up there? Pterodactyl? And he turns around and he turns to look at me and he goes, oh, man, you're messing me up, man.
Or strip the bark off where it looks like it was
swinging like a monkey.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a piece of firewood stuck in a knot that's not supposed to be there. Who would climb? That's the stuff that we're finding.
Yeah.
It's because we know where to go look. There are a lot of, you know, people who do what we do and who don't get the opportunity to find a spot like we have. And now we have 2 spots because of Christina and the Thule Reservation. And we have opened, I take that back. We have blown away 3 people.
More than that.
Christina.
And her son and her friend.
Okay, Christina, who thought we were the biggest jokers in the world, wanted to make fun of us, brought us up to the reservation at the Thule Reservation to prove us wrong. And when we arrive, I do some tree knocks, and all of a sudden these things start screaming at us, and Christina's like, what the hell?
Yeah, and more than one.
Yes.
It was like 2 or 3.
All right. And then things have happened to us now while we were there that she has witnessed. Now,
and now she's even seen one.
Well, on video.
Right.
Right. And that's where we can't get a hold of this video. I wish we could. But she's
more into it than we are now.
Yeah,
really.
she's going up there as best as she can.
She's so lucky.
Yeah.
Because she has that, like, it is literally her backyard.
Yes, it is.
Literally.
Yes.
And they have, you can't deny Bigfoots were ever there because Bigfoot's painted on a rock in her front yard.
and in the entrance of the casino, they have a Bigfoot wood carving there.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. All right. So, you know, we're even changing the minds of Native Americans.
Well, they thought they were gone. I mean,
yeah.
She believed in them, but she thought they weren't there anymore. For like the last 40 years or 40, 50 years, no Bigfoot activity.
Christina, call in, girl.
Yeah, no Bigfoot activity.
I'm going to talk to Christina. Christina, call me right now. The hotline, 287.
I don't know if she's in there. I haven't seen her in chat.
Well, 287-8367. Call in, Christina. 287-8367. 287-8367. Let nobody call yet. Let's see if Christina's on the phone. Watching us right now. Let's see if she'll call in. I want to talk to her right now. But yeah,
actually the Bigfoot screams. If you want to hear them, I have them on YouTube. You can go hear them. They're just not as loud as like when you're in person.
Oh, it's totally not. It's night and day, you guys. I wish. Especially the one that we captured when Robert Scott was with us. Right. You know, the roars that we felt in our stomach. Yeah. That was, I will never, ever forget that. It was unfreaking believable, guys. I don't know how to explain it.
I think if you go to Danny, we have that one too, and it's on Danny's, and it's like, it roared like 10 times. And it's the same thing. It gets louder. It was getting closer and closer, so it was getting louder and louder.
Right.
But compared to what you're
Now,
in person, it was not even close.
And at that time, I had the iRig microphone, which was just a cheapie.
It was just like a microphone like this.
Yeah, and it plugged into an app on the iPhone. At that time, I didn't have what I have now, which is that $250 digital
H5 or whatever.
It was. Yeah, that I used, that we'll use when we went up to the Thule to get those screams. I wish I had that when we captured the roars. Oh man, I think we would have got some great stuff there, but it unfortunately, matter of fact, if you saw us on Monsters and Mysteries, the episode of the Windows, Monsters and Mysteries, right? Yeah. They actually used the roars from that spot in there. They inputted it. They used the roars. We didn't hear the roars that night, okay, but they wanted to use the roars because they were cool, and so they put them in there. But you hear Robert in the background go, "What the beep? What's that?" But yeah, I don't know if you guys. I mean, get a lot of people who call us. Hey, I just saw you on Monsters and Mysteries. I'm going, yeah, they came down and did an episode on the Windows, and they really actually said, they told us that was one of their best episodes that they've ever done because of all the evidence that we had. It was just a cool story, and it is a cool story, man. I mean, it's like it was awesome. It was an awesome weekend, and I hope we have many more of those. And I want to bring you.
We're working on it.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, right now it's winter, guys. El Nino is coming in, so as far as getting up in there, it's going to take some time now, but.
I set my sights on a lower elevation.
That's right. They're coming down here to the foothills now that we have.
And people
proof.
think I'm smoking crack when I start talking about that.
I know. But there's, when people talk Bigfoots, they think Mount Everest.
And there's only one.
Mount Rainier.
Yeah.
Yeah, one Bigfoot. What? I thought there was only one Bigfoot. I do this to my forehead. Right? But man, the Bigfoots are down here on the valley floor of Fresno, you guys. And the people who are watching us who are now are probably stepping back and turning us off because they were smoking the crack. No, you guys, if you have not been watching our shows for the past half a year, you know that that we have talked to several people down here near the foothills of Fresno.
In fact, Bloviating Zeppelin asked me if I thought that they were down here. I believe they're over by your area too, and I think you can go to find out when the oranges are being harvested and get in the citrus before it's harvested. Okay, find out. And you could get in there and you could start tracking them, and you'll find them. If you ask some of the workers around there, they'll tell you about it.
Yes.
I'm serious, man.
Yeah.
I bet they're over there too.
Just got a message from Cheryl. She said that Christina is taking her kid out of the bath, and she will call right now.
Oh, okay.
So we'll talk to Christina and see what's going on. Yes, people of the Central San Joaquin Valley who are now listening to us right now for the first time or have been, the Bigfoots are near the foothills. Swear to you guys.
And I think they even go further.
I think you're right.
If, like in Sacramento, how many rivers come out of the mountains and then go down? I would bet money they swim through there all the time, in the rivers, right through the city, right through Sacramento, and they move in through the night. And, man, I bet you there's even reports of it. I'm going to have to go look now. I bet there is. I bet people have seen. I bet if you go back in history, I bet people were seeing them. I bet there is some reports on that, and I would bet money they're coming right through the city, right through Sacramento in the nighttime. I would bet money on it.
There is I said this before. There's a whole other world out there when all of you are asleep and dreaming sweet dreams.
They're at the 4,000 foot level for sure.
Oh! You can come down way further than that. How about?
I mean, this is where he lives at.
Who?
The Bloviating Zeppelin lives at 4,000 feet. I mean, you're there.
Yeah.
You're in their house.
Yeah, that's nothing, dude. That's like, where does he live? Where?
He lives over by Sacramento somewhere.
Oh,
or Merced, or I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know exactly.
Yeah, 4,000. If you're out in the woods, I would leave. Start leaving some fruit at a high. Hang a bag of apples.
Yeah, like 12 feet up.
Yep, and just leave them there.
And what you do is you take an apple, take the bag, and make a slit in it. And then take one apple and take a bite out of it, and then just show it to him and everything. And you could toss it, but only then hang that bag up. And you'll actually get their fingerprints, latent fingerprints. When they open the bag up, they don't just, like if a bear or anything else does it, they rip it open with their teeth. They'll actually take their fingers or their thumbs and they'll grab it and they'll stretch that bag like that, and you'll get the fingerprints. I would stretch across the bag and you'll get the fingerprints. I've already seen 2 apple bags like that.
Right. I would take a bite out of the apple, though, and put the apple back in the bag. Because the Bigfoots want to know.
They might not eat after you, though.
Well, I hope you don't have bad breath.
They're like, ew, he just wasted the whole bag.
They want to make sure. And I do that. When we leave all this food out for them, like Alan said, I'll take a bite, and I'll do this. I'll like this, and I'll put it back in the plates or whatever we have that's full of food, and I'll take a couple of grapes and I'll eat them, and I'll open up some tuna and some Spam, and I'll take a couple of bites out of them, so they know that I actually taken. It's not poison. It's what we're trying.
Right, exactly.
It's what we're trying to tell you. They want to make sure that we're not trying to poison them, and we're not. So there you go. I'm waiting for Christina. Christina's going to call us right now from the Thule Reservation, and we haven't talked to her in a while. I'd like to talk to her and see what's going on, and maybe she will talk to us about what she's witnessed. We're not going to tell you who it was. Well, we'll talk to her and see what happens. But that's just an awesome story. I mean, that's where we go, dude.
Yeah,
and it's like we told Christina. While they've been barbecuing, having fun, playing whatever, those Bigfoots were right there in the edge of the tree.
Hiking all around. They do their little walks and stuff like that.
And they were probably following them
the whole time.
Yeah, all this time.
They just didn't know what to listen for.
And look for, right? Exactly. Right. Now, I want to know how or what.
But now she does?
Yes.
And
she is being very observant now, even with the footprints.
They've seen them. It's almost like we woke them up, too. Like, or brought him around more,
I think it's because all this time they were elusive, trying to stay out of the limelight, and then some 2 idiots from Fresno, California, come up and pound two sticks together, where they have been probably doing this all their life. The Bigfoots,
and they never heard anybody do that before.
Any humans ever do this? And here's some 2 white folk come and do this, and then all of a sudden it's like, what the fuck? What the hell was that? And they're screaming at each other. Who the hell is doing that?
Was that you, Henry?
Yeah. No, that's some Laurel and Hardy down there at the campsite. And
they screamed for like 2 hours. It was amazing.
And
it really was.
And Christina is there like this. She's like this.
Like, I never heard that before. In fact, on the video that I have on YouTube, even though I chopped it to just where it's a scream and then a scream and a scream and a scream and a scream, it's really 2 hours long, but it didn't scream like every second. You know what I mean? Like, every so often they would scream and they were moving around where they weren't in the same spot either.
When she texted me or she called me or talked, I don't remember when it was, but she went up. She goes up there a lot by herself.
Right, yeah. She could still go up there, I think.
Balls. Yeah. Oh, there she is. I think that's her. Is this you, Christina?
Yes.
Hi, Christina.
How's it going?
Hey, I'm good. How's it going?
Good. All right. Well, let's tell everybody who you are, because there's a lot of people who are new to us and watching us. And you live up on the Thule Reservation, correct?
Right.
Right. You have taken us a couple times, actually, a couple times now, a couple times up there, and there's this I don't want to say campsite, right?
Yeah,
what do you call
it's a campground.
Campground. What's the elevation? 4,500.
I believe at the
place we were at, it's about 6,000.
Oh, 6,000.
Higher, yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Okay.
It's giant sequoias.
Right. Yeah.
Really giant
yeah,
sequoias.
the giant sequoias. And, to refresh everybody here, you brought us up there because you wanted to basically prove to us that there was no Bigfoots up there.
No.
Right? Go ahead.
No, I know that they're there.
Okay.
I mean, it's a given. We know they're here. We just don't go looking for them. And I was positive you weren't going to get any proof of them.
Right.
I just didn't anticipate that you would get any kind of recording, any kind of photography or anything, because it was unheard of to ever capture anything like that. And so I was shocked when you guys went up there and immediately were able to get stuff on.
And I think, and I was telling Alan and everybody who's listening and watching, and I think the reason why they started, making themselves known is because I just did the tree knocks, man. And that's all I did.
Yeah, I don't think that anyone's ever done that.
Now, why is that, Christina? Don't you watch Finding Bigfoot?
Yeah, it's kind of cheesy, I think.
And I bet they all laughed at it too. Like, yeah, look at those idiots.
But yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, here, you have lived and you have friends, and you would have thought that. That just blew me away. That when I was doing that, and you told me that you guys have never done that ever, and I'm just going, huh? But okay, I mean, I just didn't. That just kind of blew me away. Now, you have the bug now. you do. You go up there now by yourself, and I still don't know how you're doing that by yourself. You go up 6,000 feet by yourself, and you kick it by yourself up there at the campsite where you took us. And now, I don't want to say recently, but you were up there not too long ago, and you started hearing things around in the tree lines. What did you start? What were you hearing?
Well, you know what? I have to say that since that first time when you guys came up and we heard the screams, I really started to listen now and started to pay attention, whereas before I never really pursued it. I never really looked for them. Even though we know they're there, I never paid attention to a lot of things. So now, I mean, a few times since, I would kick back and just listen, and I'm starting to hear a lot of things that I don't think I ever paid attention to before, like the footfall and clearly, people walking around in the tree line during the day. I mean, around noon.
And the mumbling.
Mumbling, some really, I sent you guys the recording of the sounds that I was hearing, but...
Now, you heard what you told me sounded like kittens.
Oh, yeah.
That was weird. Now, Cynthia was with me that time, and I heard, these were domestic cats, domestic kittens, of all things. We're at 6,000 feet up.
Yeah, no
to
domestic
hear a domestic cat, not just one, but there was one at every, I'd say, north, east, south, and west, all around us.
Wow.
They were behind these trees. We never heard them walking in the dry grass. They weren't coming out from behind the trees. They would stay where they were at, but they would consistently make noise. They were calling. They were meowing from behind the trees.
Now, you think they were Now, people are going, okay, a cat. It could have been.
It was weird.
People are okay. Right now, people are going. Well, then you probably heard mountain lion kittens or bobcat kittens or.
Nah.
No,
these were common domestic.
Okay,
Right.
See, I'm trying to play devil's advocate here because that's what the
people.
people.
Believe me, it freaked me out, and I was going through that too in my mind. What it could have been, mountain lion, bobcat, anything, but.
Well, I'm
the
glad
fact that they weren't walking around. And the grass was dry. You could hear them if they were walking around.
Right.
Well, they
were clearly just standing still.
They can move around in They can make no noise at all, even in the dry.
Oh,
I don't know
well,
how they do
that's
it, but
true.
they do.
Okay.
But only they. I'm glad you didn't go after him.
Oh
though,
shoot! Well, you were
because
by.
they're-
Oh no, you were with Cynthia. Okay, yeah. That's
The-
Well, we just stayed. We just sat there and just listened for the longest time, and
Did
it,
you-
it was really odd.
Did you take any offerings or anything?
Oh yeah, we always.
Okay.
Whenever we go up, we do.
A
know-
pizza, hamburger, what?
Lots of fruit, and then whatever was left over from like sandwiches and stuff. I took out.
Cool.
Well, you know
But
about
that
the
was the
trickster.
same day, Jeffrey, that I heard the one speak from the tree line.
Whoa.
Whoa. I don't think you.
You know how the trickster is, right? The trickster. That's what the meows are. They're like to lure you.
Yeah, that's
Out.
what Jeffrey told me, and and at this time I was still trying to figure out what it was that could have been, and yeah, that was one of the things that came to mind as well.
Yeah, if you hear that one, don't follow it. I mean, we don't know what they could do. But I mean, we don't know. But that's the unknown. You don't mess with it too much.
Okay, now the voices. What did the voices sound like?
Well, I had told you that I had always wanted to try to communicate with one because we do believe that they speak our language. And I always wanted that opportunity. And at one point that same day, I went for a walk around the camp, and I was about 25 feet from the tree line. This is like at noon, 12:30. And I heard footfall coming down the hill, and it stopped at the tree line. And I'm standing there, and I'm speaking in our language, and I'm introducing myself, and I clearly heard a response that was like "ho," or and in our to us that's like an affirmation or something that you would say after prayer, or anyway, that's what I heard, and it sounded like an old Indian man.
Wow.
It was deep, and it was just like a person talking.
Did that scare you?
It shocked me, and I called over to Cynthia. I said, "Did you hear that?" And she didn't respond.
Oh.
And I called over again, and she was just maybe about 50, 60 feet away from me. And I called out to her again, and you know how it echoes there?
Yeah.
Right.
Cynthia, did you hear that? And she didn't answer me.
What?
That's when it kind of freaked me out. And at this point, I'm this close to whoever it was that spoke to me.
Woo.
She's not answering. So I went walking back to where she was sitting, and she had gotten up to go look for me because she lost sight of me. How she couldn't see me when I was that close, I don't know.
What?
But for some reason, she couldn't see me that far away, and she couldn't hear me. And we were the only two people in the camp. And it echoes there. There was no way she couldn't have heard me call over to her.
Oh crap!
And it's kind of like wide open too, unless you're
It
behind
is,
like
yeah.
a giant tree, the size of 3 houses.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was the kittens, and then hearing that person call out, and then the fact that she lost sight of me when I was clearly just right there, and she also didn't hear me. I mean, I listened to you guys talk about infrasound and a lot of different. I mean, I still think about that day, and try to figure out what exactly happened that day. There were a lot of odd instances.
Okay.
Well, they can. Did Jeffrey tell you about our missing time?
Yeah,
Well,
I went back and I listened to that show.
Man,
I to this day I am totally freaked out right now. I mean, it's like I have tried to debunk that day what happened between point A and point B, and I cannot do it. I have never experienced missing time before, ever, even at the spot. Well, when we go camping there, we sleep in tents. We don't know what happens during the night. I have no clue. But what happened to Cynthia and you that day, it could have been them doing it. I mean, if it doesn't make any sense to you, right? That just doesn't make sense. How
Right,
can she?
it was just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
That how could she not see me?
Yes.
How could she not hear me? And just to hear the cats, and then hear this person respond, and it just. And I had always wanted the opportunity to communicate, and at that time when it happened, and I did get that response, I was there clearly hearing it 25 feet away, and I was questioning whether or not that just happened.
Right.
I was shaking my head thinking, did that just happen? And yet I was calling to her saying, did you hear that? But I was just like foggy. Everything was foggy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Man. It sounds like they messed with you.
Yeah. Okay, now I want to talk to you about something, and I don't know if you want to talk about it, but friends of yours were up at the campsite, and something happened to them.
Are you talking about the film?
The film, right?
Yeah.
Man, was it? Did you
now?
I
Okay,
didn't get to hear her describe it. I want to hear the description.
Now, okay, is it okay for you? I mean, obviously, we're not going to tell anybody who they are, or their names. Can you talk about it?
I think in generalities, yeah.
Okay. All right.
There's a couple of people that went up to the same place that we went to. They were hiking along one of the trails just outside the camp, and it was a husband and wife. They were walking along and felt, from what he described, something was behind them. I don't know if he said following them, but he could sense something behind them on the trail. And I forgot who turned around first. They saw the trees moving behind a boulder. And let's see, she was holding the camera initially. She got scared when she saw the trees moving. She took off running to the truck, and he began filming just as Bigfoot stood up. You could see him from the knees up, clear as day. He wasn't very far away at all. Stood there, looked at them, turned to, go back down the hill, glanced at them one more time, and he could step down.
You saw this video.
I was able to see it. Yeah, I saw it once. I wasn't able to see it again. They're very private. They don't want to show a lot of people. I just happened to look out and be at their house when they were looking at it. They were watching it.
Wow. What can you describe the Bigfoot that you saw, the color, the shape, not the shape, but how tall you think it was, how big?
Oh, gosh. I'm not good at estimating the size. If I knew where this boulder was, I could probably do a better job. Just a big guy. A big guy. And his movements were not, I don't know, animal-like or anything. I mean, it's just somebody that stepped up, stood behind a boulder, just, slowly turned around, like checking them out, just slowly turned around and then stepped back down the hill. I mean, it was dark. The hair color was dark. Size, I'm not good at estimating, especially not knowing where it was.
Right. Wow.
So very casual. It didn't look scared or anything at all. It just was checking them out and then just turned to head back down the hill.
Now, after seeing that video,
that was so cool.
After seeing that video, what do you think? I mean, has your feelings have changed as far as, because now you know for a fact that these things are there. All right, no doubt in your mind. It has to change your perception now, especially when you go up there. Doesn't it scare you? Doesn't it? It's got. I mean,
not so much scary because I don't know. We have a different perspective of them. They're spiritual and I don't feel fearful, but I definitely do realize now that there's more interaction. I mean we always knew they were there, but it was just like somewhere, up in the mountain. They're up there, and it never occurred to me how close they come to us, and I think that's what is the most intriguing. I never realized that.
Wow, you might get, now that you're aware and you know that they're like that. See, what you're saying right now is the same thing that I found out, like living up there, and always being in the mountains, and then one day this thing steps out, right? And just like what he was graceful, and he walked like a man. There wasn't hardly no difference. If he would have been further away, I would have thought for sure it was a man, really. Just a big man, dressed in dark clothes, real dark. Only now you know that they're right around you all the time. That's the part when I'm watching it run away from me because I have a rifle and I'm aiming it at it, and it's running away. But it's only running because I have the rifle. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
But only now I'm all of a sudden going through all my memories of a kid growing up there by Yosemite and all around, and now all these things that I never could explain, they make sense. You know what I mean? Like, there was things that happened around me that I would just write it off as a squirrel, or I really didn't know what it was. But only now I know it was them, And then it scared me so bad I didn't want to go back. Because of how graceful and big and everything, it was like, whoa. Right. He was right by me the whole time. I'm not going back there.
Now, you have been leaving, food for them. Have they left anything in return? I don't know if many people know this, but I believe, and you also believe, that the Bigfoot left that key for you the time we were there.
That was a gift.
That was a gift.
You know what? It's pretty strange. My son and I went up there about a month ago, and we needed to go get some pine cones for a project he was doing for school. So I thought, let's take a cruise up there, and we'll get a bunch of pine cones. So we had cruised to the camp. We cruised around, and this my little boy Tommy. We're on our way back down the hill, and I'm just driving along, cruising in the truck, and he says, "Oh, Mom, I see a whole bunch right here." So I pulled the truck over, turned it off. Right exactly at that point, I opened the door, and there's a wad of cash right there.
What?
On the dirt road.
Okay, say that again.
Like $30.
Oh, cash.
Yeah.
It could have been a gift.
Wait.
But okay, it could have been someone that was going up on a quad and it fell out of their pocket. It could have been anybody. But I just thought, if you could see at this point in the road, it was literally right where I opened the door of the truck.
Wow.
Right where you step out, that's where it was sitting. And I just thought, what are the odds of that we would stop the truck right exactly at where this was?
Somebody told you to stop there.
Told your son.
I just thought that was ironic. That was just, what a big coincidence,
Well, I've heard of them being able to make, like, pop things right in. Like, that money might not have been there.
Yeah,
and then as soon as you stopped,
I thought too. It could have just appeared there.
Yeah, they just dropped it right there. They're there, but they're, like, invisible. They just drop it.
I believe that too. Yeah, I think that they show themselves when they want to.
Yeah. Like what we were talking about earlier, like you set these boundaries of where you believe, and then things happen and it stretches your boundary, and all of a sudden now you can believe like a little bit more and a little bit more, and then things don't sound just that crazy to you as it did yesterday, right. Or a few minutes ago even. And that's one of them. Like, if this happened, then why not that?
Right.
And that's amazing. Wow. But it was like, I think like our missing time thing. Like, he saw the pine cones. Hey, stop! And it was all like orchestrated by them.
Yeah, that's what came to mind as well. When you guys were, I listened to your show about the missing time, and it just, I started thinking about all the different things that happened, like the same day with Cynthia, where she didn't see me, she didn't hear me, and then I thought about the day with, Jeff and I thought it was him walking around, he thought it was me, and just how these things happen, and it's just that fogginess that they put you in, you can't think straight, or I don't know.
It's kind of weird, huh?
It is weird.
Yeah.
That's it's something's messing with our minds, man.
Yeah.
It's what it is. Because I tell you, I really wanted to get up, but I out of my bed to go check on the sensors, but I knew it was you guys. I knew it, but
yeah, but only you didn't. Like, I was laying there listening to. All these sensors are going off, and I'm like, I need to get up. And then when you didn't get up, I'm like, oh well, you must know something I don't know. It was like, okay, I'm going back to sleep because I don't have to check on it if you don't have to check on it. And normally I would get up and check on it, even if you didn't check on it. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense that I would just roll over and go to sleep.
Now
it almost like it makes you second guess yourself. Like when I heard that response from the tree line, I didn't continue to try to communicate, where all this time I had prayed for that opportunity. If I ever get that chance, man, I was going to try to communicate with them. And here I got that opportunity, and I second guessed myself. Did I really hear that? So I was asking her, did you hear it? It was just weird the way it all played out.
Next time, have you tried thinking or talking to them through your mind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like before you leave, like when you're down at your house, like the night before even.
Say, hey, I'm coming up.
Say, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to show up. And
Haven't done that yet.
Now it's time to try it. Well, that's cool. So what? So when are you going back up tonight?
No, we're starting our winter time where we don't go to certain spots.
Okay.
So
when exactly, is there a certain day, certain month that you do go back up there? Is there like a...
I'm probably not going to be heading up there. If I do go, it might be for work. We have some gathering to do. But I probably won't, as far as camping, that kind of thing, probably not till spring.
Okay. I would not, what I would do is I think when winter hits, they're going to come down there to you guys, to the lower elevations.
I think they already did.
Well, they remember the footprints, the tracks that I sent you. That was very, very cool. That was right in the community.
Okay.
So I wouldn't lock my mind into one general spot on the res. I would be open to they're everywhere.
Yeah,
close all the time.
I don't know how high you are, or where you're at, where your house is at, but leave some food outside. Go outside on your porch or your patio, and get some food and lift it up like this, and then put it back down and leave it out there at a high where your regular animals can't get to it.
We have a little bear around the house right now, so
he'll take it.
He's the one that gets.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do leave offerings, and it doesn't necessarily matter what you leave. It's just the intent,
right,
and the prayer that you offer for it.
Cool.
Well, you could even leave like shiny rocks or something like that. Something a bear wouldn't even want. A crow might, but not a bear.
Right.
If he can't eat it, he don't want it.
Right.
But a Bigfoot might want
Cynthia left an offering. One day we went to go check on it, and she had buried it. We went back, and she was out of curiosity. She went to see if it was still there, and it was gone. But the stuff that she put over it on the ground was still there.
What?
I don't know what. I didn't ask her what she covered up. She said, I'm going to bury it over here. And she placed some things on the ground to let her know this is the spot where she left it. Out of curiosity, about 2 weeks later, we had gone up, and she went to go just see if it was there. She found the area, she saw the stuff she put on the ground,
right,
and it was gone.
What did she bury? Remember?
I didn't ask her.
Oh. Well, then I'm thinking they were watching her bury that.
Possibly, yeah.
Wow.
Either that or they could psychically tune in.
Right.
But I've heard of that before. In fact, not only that, like 2 weeks, but I've heard of years. Like something being, they buried it like a gift and then realized it was gone and then wasn't able to come back for like 8 years. And then when they went back, it wasn't buried back in the hole, but the next day after they were back, it was sitting on top of where they buried it. like they left it back there again for them. I think that's what that key was, something like that. I think that was, I bet it had that key for a long time, and then it just decided, and it may have been yours. You know what I mean?
Good question.
It could have been gotten down by, from when you were a kid or something, somewhere in wherever you lived, and then they were giving it back to you like, hey, here you go.
Wow.
It came from your family or something.
Wow.
I mean, that's how long. I mean, they've been there for how long? You have to open your mind up and think
out of the box.
Yeah, way out.
Way out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I carry that key with me in my truck now.
Wow.
Cool.
You should put it around your neck. Carry it around your neck. And then that way they can see it.
Hanging on the mirror.
Okay. Well, Christina, thank you very much for calling in. I appreciate it. Keep me in the loop. Keep Alan in the loop. And when it's time to go up, we're there.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you, Christina.
Okay.
See ya.
Good night.
Bye.
When I missed her, she had some of the sweetgrass like medicine, and I was all busy and everything, and we couldn't get together, and I wished I could have got a hold of that medicine. It was all blessed and everything, But next time.
Right.
Next time.
See, and see, for all those people who are watching us right now, we have 2 places right now that we know for a fact that they're there. And everything right now has come to a standstill.
Well, we 3, because we know they're in the valley too.
Yes. And that
we haven't really developed that one yet.
We
will.
We will. As a matter of fact, we need to go talk to him.
Right.
And go talk to him. And I think here pretty quick, I think I need to go get in shape, because I think Robert and I are going to climb that mountain to the top.
Okay.
I want to take some cameras and place them up there, because I think they're up there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's where they're coming down to his house. Again,
they come right down through because of the munchies. They can just like wander all along there down the river and everything, and everybody grows these trees, everything along the canals and the rivers.
I would love to get
it's like a big giant smorgasbord.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially organic lemons.
Oh yeah. Oh, no kidding.
Right. I would love to get him on the air. Maybe I'll call him this week and then have him, because we've talked about his story about them hunting them on his property. I would love to have him tell it, because it's different. Because we hear at Paranormal Central, we hear stories all the time, you guys. We do, from people who don't want to be identified and who want to keep it secret because they don't want to get laughed at, ridiculed. So they come and pull us to the side and they'll tell us what's going on around their house.
And tell us, you go out and tell everybody and get laughed at. We're like, okay.
So, and we have told several stories on here, and one story is near the foothills where this guy saw our military hunting them on his property. I want to get him on the air so he can tell you himself, because I think,
well, he's like an eyewitness. He saw
it all happen. And
we didn't see anything. We're just telling a secondhand story.
Exactly. So I want to get him on here to tell it, because it's going to blow you the frickin' away. And again, why are these people coming to us? It's because I have been doing this a long time, you guys, and my name. I am not afraid to tell people what I do. I am looking for monsters. I am looking for little ghosts and, things that fly in the sky. You won't believe how much I have been ridiculed since the first day I started this. Even at work, people were making fun of me. But guess what? They are now stepping back and listening to what I am telling them. Because
and they're starting to see
things. Yes, exactly.
Then they come telling you the story, and you're like, oh, yeah, you.
Yeah. So my name and what I do is out there. So when when somebody has a problem and they're talking to a friend of theirs, they go, you need to call Jeffrey Gonzalez. And that's how these people are calling me because of word of mouth. And people are saying, you need to call Jeff. You need to call. What happened to you yesterday? You need to call Jeff right now. Here's his number.
They're in there. And somebody says, do you think Bigfoot smoke cannabis? No, but only I have a story of, I mean, it's, and I can't call the people. I heard it like secondhand. But these growers that grow the cannabis in the foothills, and they
that's Ken Gentry.
Yeah, I mean,
well, we have told that story, but go ahead.
Yeah, and they were growing the cannabis, and then they actually would poach deer. And one day they poached a deer and had it hanging and skinned it and everything, and it was ready to be butchered. And all of a sudden they heard King Kong coming, like what we described. Yeah, right. King Kong's coming down through their plantation and ran right by him and grabbed the deer as it was going by and just ripped it right off the tree.
Okay, we're talking the Mexican mafia with machine guns protecting their crop in the foothills. And all of a sudden, they witnessed these Bigfoots coming in and literally ripping the plants out of the ground and yelling and screaming and taking their deer and running. And here you have these guys with machine guns, and they're like this.
You wouldn't even shoot at them.
And they're watching this happen, and they're saying, and then afterwards, we're done.
Yeah.
They're out of there.
Yeah, okay? Well, they broke, the next morning, they had broke every plant down. They broke it down. So, and it wasn't harvest time or something like that. So it ruined their whole their whole thing. And they told them they're never going back there. That was their second year or something in there. And the first year was crazy, but they went back. The second year, that's it. Great place, but they're not going back because of these big old huge giant devil hairy men that come through and steal their stuff and then and break the plants so that they can't harvest. And they're not, as far as I know, they haven't went back to that spot. And I was just talking to Ken earlier today. We were talking about that, the thing in the sky, man. The calls went crazy and off the hook off that one.
Yes.
Really. I mean, talk about people calling and emailing and messaging and, oh, man, that thing in the sky, it really got things going here. And I think it did everywhere.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. And again, I appreciate the people who called up a little while ago to explain the distances and the length and the lights, when the sun's setting and it's still, when the sun sets, it just because it's dark where you live, I don't know, 50 miles above you, it's, if you were to like Superman, like whoosh, go up, then boom, the sun would hit you right in the face because the sun is still not all the way down.
It's like in New York, it's dark, and then we're watching a sunset 3 hours later, kind of like that, because they're just higher up, so they can still see the sun, right?
Right. So, so yeah, and again, I appreciate, we're here. We don't know everything. We're investigators. We're here to give you the information. If we can get information passed on to us that makes sense, then heck, we're going to pass it right on to you.
Especially if we believe it.
Right.
There's sometimes people will tell us stuff and we don't believe them. And then there's some people that come to us and they don't trust us yet. And they'll come and we'll meet them, and then they'll check us out, and they'll tell us a few things to get a reaction out of us, to see how we're going to react. And I mean, some of it'll be really off the wall, but it's a real experience that they're telling you, but they're not telling you what they want to tell you.
Right.
Yet.
That
we've had a few of those now.
Yep.
I can't wait till we hear the real deal.
So very cool. Okay. We got about 40 minutes. Yeah, right. Got 38 minutes, right around there. If anybody wants to call in and ask us a question or
tell us a
story or anything like that, Heidi and Danny didn't call in tonight. Heidi just barely got out of the hospital today from the last time she was in. She was in for 2 weeks. Poor girl.
Holy cow.
Okay, now before we start, okay, I haven't got the okay yet to say it, but I think I'm going to be signing the contract this week. They're going to give us a shot locally. All right, TV locally, but it's not a cable channel. It's one of the majors. And at this point in time, we have 9 episodes shot. 2 episodes have already been given to them, and they're placing the closed caption on them as we speak. So it looks like it's going to happen, and it's going to happen at the end of this month. I'm not going to tell you yet what time or what channel until I sign that contract. It's on a barter deal. What that means is that they're not giving us any money. We're not giving them any money. They have seen the final product, and they think that it's pretty damn good. And they're going to give us a shot on TV. And we're taking it. I mean,
Let's see, what's the phone number? 559
287-8367. Our hotline is area code 559-287-8367. And going back to the TV thing, again, it's going to be broadcasted locally here in the central San Joaquin Valley, but on a major TV station. It's a major TV station. It is. And now I can say it's going to happen because they've got the 2 episodes and they're putting the closed caption on them.
Yeah, and if everything goes, they'll put it on the database, and the people everywhere can call their TV station and say, hey, we want to see this, and quite possibly they'll pick it up and show it.
Okay. Yeah. So anybody who gets the Fresno channels on TV will be able to see our TV show starting at the end of this month. I can't tell you what time and what day until I sign the dotted line and that everything is a go. But it looks, right now we're at about 97% that everything is a go. Remember, they ordered 26 episodes from Paranormal Central, and I could only afford 9 episodes.
So far.
Well, the whole idea, you guys, on what we're doing here is we, I have tried to, I don't have connections. Alan doesn't have connections. I believe what we have is something very special. It hasn't been done yet, and we're doing it a certain way that I think it's going to peak. It's going to create interest, I believe. When you have something that you want to put on TV, you have to pay to get it put on TV. It's as simple as that. All right. The general manager at the major TV network here in Fresno, California, has been following our progression. How we've been moving along since I first started doing this, and he sees that there is something here, and he likes what we're doing, and he's doing it as a favor for us because he wants to see us make it really bad. The general manager, he wants to see us really make it because he knows we're kicking some ass. We are, and I think they want to be part of it because they're part of a bigger corporation.
A big one.
Big corporation. All right, that owns a lot. I want to say a majority of all the networks in the United States.
I would say so.
Okay, and this corporation, they just don't own. What they do is they go out and buy TV stations all over the United States, whether it's ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, the CW, and they purchase certain ones in certain markets. And what we're hoping for is that what we shot in our studio in matter of fact, we were just talking about this to Orlando. He's the president owner of the production Stellar Lens Productions, who shot our TV show for us. That he's going, you know what, you guys? We shot this show on a minimal, the most just stupidest budget that anybody could shoot a TV show with. Really.
Yeah.
Okay. And
barely anything.
Yeah. And the product that came out of this is crazy. You imagine with a budget what we can accomplish, what we can do. And that's what we're hoping that it's going to get across once this airs, because I was talking with a network out of Los Angeles, and they liked the show concept, and we passed the first door, and now it was up to them to prove to the suits that it was a sellable show. But since it has never been done before, at this point in time, they're not touching it. But I told them that what's going to happen here in Fresno, California. And that kind of blew them away, because, again, that doesn't happen. You don't get your TV show put on TV for free, especially the time slot that we have just got. All right? So once we get 9 episodes, as a matter of fact, they said that, and I don't remember what a full season is, but because of 9 episodes that we have given them, or we're going to give them, they're going to replay, the best of, 3 or 4 of those episodes again to complete the season, because they want to. And we're hoping that that's going to create an interest, and that's why we're hoping that's what's going to happen. So I can tell you right now, probably I'm shooting for next Sunday. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to break the news on the show, that what time and what channel that you'll be able to see Paranormal Central, the TV show, down here. Now, I know all of you guys all over the world and all over the United States are going, well, what about us guys? What about us guys? I want to see the show. I want to see the show. Well, the show belongs to us still. I think I'm hoping that after they air it, that they're going to allow us to broadcast it to all of you out there. I need to know how we can do this. All right. Now, because of the budget constraints, all right, the TV show is basically going to be what you're seeing here in a little different way. We have our band. We have some cool guests that we're going to bring in. To all of you who have been watching our show for years and years, when you see the TV show, you're going to go, is that it? Is that the TV show? Well, yes, that's it. It's just that we're taking it from here to TV. Now, with a budget, we're going to be able to do a lot of different things. Field trips, pranks, jokes. We're going to have fun. We're going to be serious. I'm going to have musical guests.
Oh, boy.
I had Katy Perry. I've contacted the manager of one. And he says, once that happens, to give him a call. He's going to blow you the frick away. Let's just say this band plays stadiums. Now, arenas. All right? And he said, give him a call, the manager of this band, and we could see to get them to open up or to play the episode, the number 1 episode, or the first episode that we shoot when we finally have a budget. There is interest. I have people calling me who want to get on the show because it's fun. This is a cool show, guys. So next weekend, I'm hoping by next Sunday, I am going to make the announcement here on Paranormal Central. And I'm going to need all your help. All of you guys out there. There's going to be a TV commercial made. There is going to be posters made. And I'm going to place them on my wall and on the Paranormal Central wall. And I need for you guys out there who are in the Central Valley of California to pass that around, to post it on your wall, to just bombard your friends, say, hey, these guys are going to be on TV next, and you need to watch them. And we need to make people aware of our show. Because right now, again, we're doing this with no money, no budget, but yet a major TV station is going to put us on, and it's a good time slot. Let's just say it's right around the times where Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon is playing, but it's on the weekend. All right? I can't complain about that. I can't. I'm blown away. I'm freaking blown away. All right?
Yeah, too bad Satan didn't have his, didn't mess that up, did he?
To you, buddy. Kiss my ass, Satan. So yeah, we're getting excited now. You know, it takes a lot to get me excited. Trust me, it does. It takes a lot to get me excited. And you know what? When we were at the production company's grand opening of their new business on Friday, I think it finally hit them. Dude, you know, our production, because their name, Stellar Lens Productions, when the credits run at the very end, you're going to have the logo at the very end. You know how you have, like, what's his face, you know, Bad Robot, you know, the logo of the company who produced it, you know, their Stellar Lens Productions is going to go at the very end of the production, because they're the ones who filmed it and edited it and put the special effects in it and did all that. And, you know, a local company, production company, is getting their stuff put on a major station, and who knows, it might go national, because they're gonna. I'm hoping they're gonna input it into the national national data availability system through their corporation. So, yeah. So we're excited here, guys. I just can't wait till this happens, because I want to give you guys the best show ever. I'm gonna blow you guys away.
Well, when we were out at that event on Friday night, with Stellar Lens and their whatever it was they were doing, I talked to them about doing a field trip, you know, they want to go really,
yeah, they do,
really bad, and bring like maybe just a couple of camera guys with some good cameras, and they even have maybe even some technology that we don't have. I'm not sure, but I know in the audio department they do, you know.
Yeah. I mean, if we get a sound, they're going to be able to take it apart,
right?
You know, for the TV show and really bring it out.
Well, even for this, man, I want to do like the field trips for sure.
Oh, heck yeah, we're going to have
we have so much fun. I have people telling me all the time, like, they don't believe what we're doing on the field trips because of the results we get. Right. They're like, you can't do that every time you go. You know, it's not every single time we go, but only, you know what, it's getting close. And it's only because we know we've done it. When we first started doing it, it wasn't every single time. Believe me, no. It was like trial and error. Right. But we figure out what works, and then we just keep doing it, you know, and trying different things, and now we got it down. Right. I mean, and Jeffrey runs out, and like as soon as he gets out of the truck, he's like banging on the trees, and almost instantly they start hollering. I mean, it's almost instantly. You could ask Christina on that one.
Stupid white boy, I was asleep. Why do you wake my ass up for? Damn it.
I mean, that even blew me away. That I really wasn't expecting it. But only this is good stuff. Really good stuff.
I mean, come on. You know, Christina on the res, you just heard her. It's coming from, I'm not calling you a horse, Christina, from the horse's mouth. Okay, but
you have wild horses up there, though.
But she is telling you what she heard, and she lives there on the res, you guys. All right, this is crazy. I mean, we're telling you these things are real, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what more how to convince you guys.
Early on, somebody was telling me about are they dangerous? Like, I've talked to some tribal members in some other tribes, and they said they're cannibals. And then I've talked to some, like on Christina, and they don't tell you they're cannibals. They're more spiritual, or it's just a. I don't know if there's other different kinds of species or not.
Right. Got call coming in from Tennessee. Tennessee, you are on the air. Who's this?
Yes, this is Tony Adams from Blount County,
Hi, Tony.
Tennessee, Maryville, Tennessee.
How's it going?
Doing all right.
That's where my aunt
Doing all right.
lives.
What?
My aunt lives in Marysville, or over by there.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm watching you. You're just a little bit of lag there, but anyway, I wanted to call. I've sent a picture a couple of times on Facebook, a Hat Man pic, and it's kind of unique. Sometime pull that thing up and look at it. It's a real deal. My mother was raised in Great Smoky Mountains in a place called Cates Cove. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but the national park took it over many, many years ago. And she goes back there a lot and makes pictures and visits the old home site, and she's got maps and all kinds of things, guys, of stuff that was there. And she dowses, and she's found a lot of things that were there before she was, before white people were. And but long story short, there's a lot of paranormal things that she saw. But this particular picture, there's an old barn. If you were in Cates Cove, you'd find a place. There's a loop road that goes around it, and there's a lane that cuts across half of it. It's an 11-mile trip all the way around. The lane cuts halfway across, called Height Lane. And at the end of Height Lane, there's still a little log cabin where my grandmother was raised. And an old barn sit behind it, and they tore that barn down about 4 years ago. But before they did, my mother was there, and walking around, seeing the old place, and she made a picture, and peeking around the corner of the barn, and there is a face, a hat. It's got a weird, almost looks like a mask on it, but picture looks fake, but guys, I assure you it's not. She's found several
I think
things
I've
like
seen that one, and I never did see anything.
I'm trying to.
I just messaged you back on the Paranormal Central Facebook page.
I'm trying to see where it's at. I could have sworn I saved it.
I never could find out. I never could figure out where it was. Like I looked and looked on that one. I never could see it.
Yeah. If I could just load it on your page.
Is it on there right now?
Yeah, it's in message. So it might be in the other.
Okay, so and this is the Paranormal Central like page?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me I could have sworn I took a snapshot and saved it on my photo thing here, but I'm going through it right now. I know which one you're talking about. I could have sworn I saved it. So let me, what time is it? Yeah, we have a little bit of time. Let me go and get it and then save it, and I'll put it on the monitor right now so everybody can see what you're talking about. It's peeking around the left-hand side, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sure, yeah. All right. Let me go get it right now, and then let me send it to my email and put it up, and that way I can show everybody what you're talking about.
Oh, I can't wait to see
All right.
it.
You take a look at it, and I'll get off here and
Awesome.
you guys talk. I'll enjoy the rest of your show.
Right on. Thank you.
Thanks.
See ya.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna look for it right. Let me go to the my page and then go to the messages, and I know which one he's talking about. I've seen it. See, I could have sworn that I don't know that it has been going around for a while. And I thought I could have sworn I saw it someplace else too. That's why I really didn't pay much attention to it. So I don't know. He's saying that
I looked at it really hard. I think me and Danny were going over it, and Danny said he could see something. I never could. I didn't know what I don't. I guess I'm not. I don't know what I'm looking at.
It's this right
I
here.
get a lot of pictures, and it's like, where's Waldo? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the picture. Yeah.
It's that thing right there.
Really?
You don't see it?
Nope. Put it on the big one, and I'll look on here.
Okay, let me save it
But,
really
yeah.
quick, guys. Okay, now let me go ahead and send it or email it to me. It's going to be a little bit here, but so yeah, if anybody else wants to call in, we have about not that much time left, about 10 minutes.
Yep, gotta hurry on that.
Gotta hurry up on that. Right on.
Yeah, you know, like on these Bigfoots that Bigfoot. I guess, is it Bigfoots plural or Bigfoot? I think it's like Bigfoot, and that's plural, right? Like there's 20 Bigfoot running around, not Bigfoots.
Yeah.
But Lee, I respect them. I'm gonna tell you right now. I've talked to a few people. Like I have some friends. While he's doing that, I have some friends that they went up near here, and it's at the Kings River, and they were gonna go camping just behind Pine Flat Lake. The people around here know where it is. The other people don't, but it's not real far. It's in the foothills. But they set up camp, and then they were getting their s'mores ready, and they were all sitting around the campfire. And I guess it just barely was starting to get dark, like twilight-like. And a Bigfoot jumped off the hill, and now it's a steep canyon, and the river runs down in the bottom of the canyon. And they were camping right on the dirt road right next to the river. This Bigfoot jumped, and they said it jumped into the fire. Okay, I don't think it was in the fire. It may have been. I have no idea, but they said it jumped in the fire, in the campfire, and glared at him, growled at him, and then took one step and jumped in the river and swam away. These guys freaked out so bad that the girl, she said it looked straight at her when it growled. She is still seeing a psychologist over that. And now it's been like 6 or 8 years, something like that, since that happened. They give away all their guns, their camping equipment. None of them are going camping ever again. They felt like that. I mean, they left too. They left all their stuff there, and the next day, no, I don't even think. I think they just left it there. All their camping equipment, everything. They drove off and left everything, right then. And I got the feeling that they actually felt like that it was so dangerous they couldn't stay. And I've heard that from a lot of people that the things chase them. They scream at them. I know these guys that they were deer hunting, and the Bigfoot were all around them, like flanking them, and I think trying to drive them out of there. But only they all had rifles. But only, man, they raised heck all night. And where they were hunting, you had to drive a boat to the back of the lake, and that's where they were at. And one guy had the lake was drawing down. They have power plants, so the lake was drawing down. So one guy had to stay in the boat and keep it in the water, and the other two were gonna sleep in the tent. Well, these things started like being aggressive, and the guy got in the boat and pushed off, and he stayed out on the boat. He didn't sleep, even though he was in the boat with a rifle. The other two were sat back to back on a picnic table, holding their rifles, and they stayed awake all night. And they got mad at the guy because they went down to the boat, and when it was gone, they thought they were left there, and they all freaked out. But I'm telling you, I respect them like they could hurt us. But only I don't know what to think, and maybe there's more than one kind of them. Like maybe there's more nice ones, maybe there's more spiritual ones that can mind speak with you, and then maybe there's ones more animal, I don't know. But
well, I'm trying right now to get this thing. For some reason, my email is not working. Yeah, I've heard that before.
No, it might not be.
I'm trying to find my password.
Especially after tonight's show, when we start talking about, we get the smoking man on, and we start talking about that stuff. They're gonna lock our emails down and all kinds of stuff.
I can't find it. I'm going to have to show that picture. He just sent me the picture. I'll have to show it next week, guys. Sorry. It won't. Something's not it's not allowing me right now, so I apologize for that.
And then we'll tweet it out on the Dark Matter next week too.
Yeah.
It'll be easier to tweet. We have time to mess with it.
Time. All right, what happened here? All right, cool. Oh, there it is. Oh, and it froze up. No, there we go. Scared
me. And now the Dogman, I've heard of them, and I've talked to a couple of people, that seen them, and they say they're like not nice at all. But I don't think they're related to the Bigfoot. I'm not sure though. Hey, I don't know enough to really be qualified guy to say anything really. I'm not an expert about any of it. I just had a lot of encounters and experiences, but it doesn't mean I know everything.
All right. God, I got a massive headache. I don't know why. Maybe I need food. All right. 12 minutes till the end of the show. It goes by really quick here. And it's because we love what we do. And we have people who call us who have really cool stories. And we know them. Like Christina. I mean, this stuff is just... You can't get this stuff anywhere else. I'm sorry, you can't.
That one's a good one. I think a lot of the Sasquatch Chronicles ones might be made up.
No comment.
I hate to say that, but only I have a feeling. Because they have like too much stuff, a lot. Every 5 minutes they get a new story.
So, is that what you're talking about on there? Or what?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what
yeah. So, next week, next Sunday, I will hopefully have the okay to go ahead and make the announcement of when our TV show will air here in Central California, and we'll go from there. And then I will find out how we're going to be able to broadcast it to everyone out there. And again, for the ones who are watching this right now, it's just going to be it's the same show, 44 minutes though. I mean, it's condensed. We can't
talk about things like we do here.
Yeah, we can't talk about conspiracy theories. Military, government. Well, it's yeah. I mean, we can but if we do on TV, we won't have a TV show for long. So we're gonna have to keep the very sensitive stuff out of TV and leave it here on the internet. But we'll be able to. We're gonna have fun.
Yeah, because we're not stopping this to do that.
No, we're not, guys.
We're still doing this and that.
Right. Yeah.
And normally, like what you guys don't know is our TV shows. Usually, you saw the guests too, and more of them when they came to do the TV show. They actually came in here, and we sat and talked with them way longer than we did on the TV. There are people out there who don't use the internet, who don't go to the internet, and they get their information from TV. So that's where they're going to hear our stuff for the very first time. But those people will never go to the internet to watch our show because it's just they're not technical enough to do it. They're old school, and TV is where they get their stuff. So, someone is calling in right now, and your number is blocked. I'm not going to answer it because it's blocked. Just to let you know. Yeah, we don't want another Satan calling in.
Yeah, that's all we need.
This time it was Satan's brother. No.
So all right, we got about 6 minutes left. Anything else that we forgot? I don't remember. I don't recall. Keep my number programmed in your cell phone, guys, because when that missile was shot off in Southern California, my phone started ringing left and right. People were texting me pictures and videos. That's what I want. When we have a major incident like that, and all you guys are capturing some killer stuff, because everyone now has a phone in their pocket. They do.
They have a camera.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. Everybody has a phone in their pocket, which has a video camera and a camera, regular, video camera and a camera. So you can, you can film some HD quality stuff now, and anybody can. And I appreciate all you guys who sent me over that stuff, yesterday. It was awesome. This thing went up at 6 o'clock, and at about 6:10, I started receiving stuff through texting on my 24-hour hotline. And I appreciate that, because as soon as I got them, I placed them on my wall, and for all of you guys to see. And there you go. So I appreciate that a lot, and keep them coming. If you don't want to call me, you can always just text me over the number that I just said, 559-287-8367. 559-287-8367. That's my 24-hour paranormal hotline. It's an iPhone that I carry with me 24/7. So you can text me anything, any question, or you can send me a picture or a video at that number, and I will personally get it. You can also go fill out a form. We have a website, paranormalcentral.net. Paranormalcentral.net. There is if you want to send us a long, a question or just a statement or whatever, there is a form that you can fill out on there. It's really simple. Your name, I think your email address, and a big old space to write whatever you want. And you send it. It will go to us directly. You can address it to Heidi, to Danny, to Ellen, or myself, and I will. Well, Canada's calling in. Oh my God. We got a couple minutes. Let's see. You're on the air, Canada.
Hi, I'm calling from Brandon, Manitoba, Canada, and I have been listening for the past couple of hours.
Awesome. This your first?
And my name is Sharon, and it's nice to talk to you. I surprised myself by calling, but I think the first thing that I thought of as you were calling, I know your show is ending soon, but I thought, well, you don't really need to, this is what I was thinking, you really don't need to hunt down or shoot Bigfoot if what you're saying or showing people already changes their worldview.
True.
I mean, if you're convincing people already without having to kill them, that's what I was thinking. You don't need to.
And
what do you think?
And you are probably very correct on that. Mm-hmm. But
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. Let's say we wanted to prove to the world that Bigfoot exists. What do you think we would need for that to happen?
Could you not get samples of hair? I know that in some parts of the country, depending on what animal they're studying, they have ways of, as the animal brushes by that piece of bush or tree, it snags the hair follicles, and they can determine a lot from the follicles of the hair from DNA.
Yeah, bones. Matter of fact, even Art Bell Keith just said bones. We need bones.
If we had bones, that would work.
That would work too.
DNA don't work though. We already brought it.
Yeah. It's
1 minute.
No, we got 1 minute. You know what? I got to let you go, Canada. Thank you very much for calling in. But that is a valid statement, yes. and we'll talk about that maybe next weekend.
Good show, guys.
Thank you for calling, Canada.
You have a good night.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Good night. I can understand where she's coming from.
Yeah. At least she didn't say, like, I'm calling the sheriff. She was being reasonable.
Yeah.
But they already got the DNA, guys. Go look it up. It's on the internet already.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things. And hopefully our show, once we get it on TV, if somebody brings in a video, and that's what I'm hoping, if someone has the video and a photograph that's tucked away in their underwear drawer, and it's been there for years, and they want somebody who's not going to make fun of them and not destroy it, and want us to show the world, then this is the avenue that's going to happen.
Somebody had shot one and has a skeleton,
Yeah. So, all right, you guys, that's it for us here at Paranormal Central. I want to thank you very much for tuning in wherever you may be. Tune in next week because we're going to do this again, and we're going to have some fun like we always do. Appreciate it. Keep your eyes to the skies, and I hope you witness something that you cannot explain. Good night, everybody.
You have been listening to Paranormal Central with Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting worldwide at ParanormalCentral.net and on ArtBell.com. Stay tuned for next time. remember to keep your eyes to the skies. And we hope you witness something you cannot explain.